Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rude Boys Power Hour Plus episode 70. Every time. No, it's gotta be 74. 74!
I was off by one.
My friend, we are creeping up to our 3rd year anniversary episode.
Sweet.
What we did eclipse is 100 unique episodes.
Woohoo!
Like that is Rude Boys Power Hour Pluses, Russell Specials, Rude Boys Go to the Movies. What the fuck else do we do? Top 10, that's new
Top
this year.
10, yeah.
Yeah, and just any little etc. thing. So,
Etc.
Thank you to the Podbean network for sticking with us for 100 unique episodes. And Partycast, can't forget the Partycast. I mean, maybe you could. Oh, there goes the dog. Gonna chase a rabbit.
I don't remember most of the Partycast.
I would have to say about half you don't remember. Because the other half I don't remember.
Yeah.
Whatever, that's
No,
us.
you seem to remember the Sherm Siesta Fiestas.
Yeah. I shouldn't, though.
Well,
anyway,
I'm a bad friend.
Speaking of who we are, like a minute ago, I'm Sherm.
I'm Tom.
In case you didn't know, because we've done 100 unique episodes, and it's 74 of the Rude Boys Power Hour Plus, and it's Trading the Backs, Volume 2.
Yes.
We're bringing back a fan favorite, and by fans, it's your boys, a boys favorite, where we trade off to graphic novels, trade paperbacks, if you will, and we read them, and we give a book report. A la 5th grade. So
You're gonna hate Volume 3. I already got.
You know what's fun? I was just looking at my graphic novel to see exactly what I can give you, and honestly, with outside of like giving you volumes 1 and 3 of the Clone Saga, like I got nothing. So I'm gonna have to stock up.
Just you wait.
Which we can buy local. So
yeah, absolutely.
And be safe out there, Rude Nation.
Yeah. Don't be jagoids.
Hey.
Yeah. You took a sip, too.
I did, yeah. Who's in your mouth? That's a good segue.
Little brewery, coffee brewery on the island called, you might have heard them. They're a small startup company called Starbucks.
I think I saw one of them before.
And there's some Clan McGregor whiskey in there, and Caroline's? Irish cream.
Yes. We don't have to get into brand, but we're trying to get that sponsorship gig. So
Clan McGregor's in a plastic bottle. I don't think we're getting that sponsor.
Oh, honestly, we might get that.
Yeah, you know what? We might. Clan McGregor, hit us up.
Hit us up. You guys don't even have a social media account. I know this because I looked you up.
Nice. Who's in your mouth?
Who's in my mouth? From the same little independent brewery, Starbucks. Brewery. Coffee shop, not brewery.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess coffee shops brew coffee, technically. All right. But in this one, I have Kraken Dark Roast, which everybody loves. Nice dark rum, makes my coffee real gray.
Yeah.
Because then I add some Caroline, plug, Irish cream in it. And it comes out super gray. I think I want to call it like the ink blot or something like that because it really just comes out. His face is disgusting.
Every time I look at it, it's just.
Every time I look at this, I get happy because I'm like, this is poison. You're drinking poison, and I am really.
Yeah.
I'm really just shaving off the years of my life when I booze it up.
You're gonna.
He caught me, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Thought it up.
Yeah,
we might have to put something in post.
Yeah. But this is pretty much the end, huh?
The end. Oh yeah, I don't know. I might be going back to work. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. So
weekend drink.
Yeah, I've been really hitting it hard because I knew the
party.
The writing's on the wall. The party is almost over. Yes, might have to reintroduce myself to the world, but. We're not doing that as of yet. We still got a show to get through, and we still got some stuff. We're outside. It's 80 degrees. I'm sweating like a pig, but I need it. I need to sweat this out.
Wow.
So
I'm gonna start reading notes for episode 72.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Good fucking start.
Everyone likes a good rerun. But this is a new episode. Let's do it. Blitzkrieg news?
Blitzkrieg. Alright, starting off in games, as we always do. AT&T is looking to sell off WB Games.
This is really big, because, man, I feel like if E3 wasn't happening, there would have been announcements right off the bat. We're gonna talk about WB Games announcements in a little bit.
Oh, we are?
But, yes, we are. It's on there. But AT&T is the parent company or partner of Time Warner, Warner Brothers, etc., 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 and they owe a lot of money. They're trying to shed their, they're trying to make money, and WB Games honestly hasn't been producing for them.
Right.
And we're talking about obviously Rocksteady, Warner Brothers Games, Warner Brothers Montreal. I'm sorry, NetherRealm, which I mean they've been pretty steady putting out Mortal Kombat's and Injustices. Which, by the way, Nation, Injustice. Thank you, Tommy. Injustice is free for a couple days. Hopefully it's not old, but download it and you keep it for free. So even if you don't play it, you download it. Digital hoarding.
And it's not. And if you get it on PlayStation, you don't need a PlayStation Plus account.
Yes, you do not. I can confirm that. And it's on Steam and Xbox, so you look into it.
It's the Ultimate Edition, right?
It's the Ultimate Edition. Yeah.
Nice.
So you get Lobo, Batgirl, and stuff. I haven't tried.
All right. We may have to dive into that later.
Yes.
We'll dive into it later.
But anyway, Warner Brothers Games has not been producing for the parent company, so they're trying to sell it, and obviously you have the big players like EA and Activision and 2K are trying to scoop this up, which could be for better or worse. And
not EA.
Well, yes, but I think the real thing is a lot of the Warner Brothers games are tied to the Warner Brothers properties.
Okay.
So like Harry Potter, DC Heroes, Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
If you sell those studios, what happens?
Sure.
Are they going to keep getting the partnerships or the IPs and stuff like that? That's a huge thing. Because
Sure,
Rocksteady has really just been good with producing Batman games. Maybe we'll find something out soon. I don't know. Mortal Kombat, NetherRealm has been doing their stuff. What happens with Injustice? What happens with the companies that make the Lord of the Rings games or Harry Potter games? Who knows?
I mean, what was the last Lord
Traveler's
of the Rings?
Tales is part of that too. They do the Lego games. They're going to lose a lot of their
stuff.
What
was the last fucking Lord of the Rings game that came out? What? Shadow of Mordor?
Well, I mean, outside of mobile games, I don't know. But this is big because again, and if E3 happened, there'd probably be announcements would have happened already.
Sure.
But there will be announcements, fingers crossed, very soon.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Moving along, Resident Evil series hits 100 million units sold. Suck my units.
You are welcome, Nation. You are welcome, Capcom, because we did a Resident Evil episode about a year ago.
Capcom!
And we definitely kind of pushed the meter up. Yeah, we did. It was one of those lost episodes because we lost half of it.
Oh, I thought you meant lost on my part.
No.
Glug glug.
But yeah, 100 million units sold. That's pretty good.
Cool.
Tom, off the top of your head, how many Resident Evil games do you own? Or have purchased?
Purchased?
Yeah.
In my time of gaming?
Yeah. Let's go down the list. You own Resident Evil 1 on digital, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
somewhere.
so do I. I owned it on GameCube, so that still counts. Resident Evil 2 you bought the remake of.
And I had it originally.
Okay, so that's 3 sales already.
Yeah.
Wow. Resident Evil 3 did you own?
Yep.
Okay, Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil Nemesis I owned as well.
Well, that's 3. You might go wrong. Well, see, Nation.
See, this is where it gets it gets weird. But yes, Resident Evil 4 I never owned. You let me borrow.
Okay, and I own Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube and the Wii.
Yeah, I am thinking about getting it on the Switch.
And it's on everything. It's on the Switch.
Yeah.
I think it's on sale.
It all depends how it plays.
Resident Evil 4 is fantastic.
I know, but I hate that one part where I have to save the president's daughter because I shoot her every time.
That's pretty bad. Resident Evil 4, I think we have it on the list we're going to do an episode of because I think there's a 15th anniversary, 20th anniversary coming up for
Resident Evil 5.
Resident Evil 5 I own.
And we completed
it. Yep, that was a proto Rude Boys Game Club.
Resident Evil 6 you own?
Do not know.
Oh, well, we did the demo. That's right. Resident Evil 7 you own?
Resident Evil 7 I own. We tried playing through it. It was a nightmare.
Yeah,
for playing through it and being in it because we did the VR.
Yeah, I mean the way Resident Evil's going, and I get it. You have to change, you have to change your format and everything.
Yeah,
I don't like the first person shit.
That's fair. Definitely Resident Evil when it got past 6, even before 7 was announced. Yeah. In my mind, I'm like, this game they need to reboot it because it is ridiculous. And Resident Evil 6 was ridiculous. Resident Evil 6 sold a ton, but it got shit critical reception because people were like, what the fuck is this? This isn't anything.
Weren't you playing with as everybody?
You had a Leon chapter, you had a Chris chapter, you had a
Jill chapter probably.
You had a chapter with Ada and a chapter with Wesker's son or something like it. Again, this series needed a refresh, and it got it in Resident Evil 7.
I mean, because you need a Wesker.
You need a Wesker.
You need a Wesker. Resident Evil 8 is...
Whoa! We're outside!
That's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna sound awful. Sorry, Nation. Resident Evil 8 coming out next year.
Yeah, that looks interesting. Apparently, Chris is a bad guy.
Yeah, I'll believe that one.
But I'm saying it's some Wesker clone
He's probably
bullshit.
honestly, it's probably like some weird antagonist, like our what am I trying to say? Our priorities are against each other, so blah blah blah.
No, I'm saying
Chris ain't a bad guy.
No, I'm saying I'm
in the same way Jill wasn't a bad guy.
I'm saying don't get me started on that bullshit.
Side stories. I have the 2 Revelations games.
Yeah.
I bought one on Wii U, and I bought the thing for Switch. The 2 shooting games for Wii. Capcom, you're welcome. Rude Boys, we just kind of buoyed your whole sales. Seals. Our whole
sales.
Selling sales.
Seals.
So when you want to knock on our door for Resident Evil 8, and we'll talk about it.
Give us a free copy.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah. rudeboys6969@gmail.com. Hit us up.
We'll answer. All right, moving along.
I will.
Let's keep this Blitzkrieg.
Too goddamn late.
I know. Gods and Monsters leaks, but it's all good because that shit is old.
Yes.
What is this?
Tom is reading the thing for the first time.
Dude, I don't. Okay, look.
You don't. You're Hollywood, bro.
Here's the no. Here's the thing. You're the note man. Like because of the situation, you've been the one just
always the note man.
Loading Blitzkrieg up.
Yeah, that's true.
I dabble here and there.
You put stuff up. You put something up that I was like, damn. All right, Tommy, good for you.
Exactly. Well, I have to because like there are times where I'm like, I'm gonna put this motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm pretty quick on the button.
You're on the button. You're the man in the machine.
What are we talking about? Gods and Monsters? Okay,
yeah,
Gods
what
and
the fuck is Gods and Monsters?
It's this Ubisoft game that was announced last year for E3. It's
Ubisoft.
like a Breath of the Wild style Greek mythology game.
Okay.
And apparently, a build of the game leaked on Google Stadia. Remember Google Stadia? Nobody remembers Google Stadia, but it was like this
fail.
Yeah. It's like this thing where you got games. That's vague, but whatever. Turns out it was an old build, so people got into it. They were like, oh my god, Gods and Monsters. Turns out Ubisoft was like, no. That's some old shit. Keep your eyes peeled. We got a new name, and it's going to be a new game.
Nice.
But I was excited for it when it was announced, because, I mean, Breath of the Wild's Zelda-style stuff, plus Greek mythology. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm in, you know?
Mm-hmm. Moving along. Star Wars Squadron out October 2nd,
yes.
Crossplay VR. I'm stoked for this. I just want to fly around in a TIE fighter and shoot Rebel scum down.
I am very cautiously optimistic.
I know, because it is EA.
Not only is EA, because like their component is online also, and I'm not really into that life.
There better be a story.
There is a story.
Okay.
But so in addition to them they announced it as per recording last Monday. They did EA had their EA Play Thursday.
Their
like
E3 announcements.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
So they showed off some gameplay. They talked more about the game, and apparently the single player campaign leads into the multiplayer stuff, which makes sense, because that's really like these games, the Call of Duties, the Battlefields, they make their money on the multiplayer.
Yeah.
And their single player is really just to kind of groom you for the multiplayer.
Sure.
So this is exactly what's happening like that. I'm going to be honest, I love, you know me, I love the space battles and all the dogfighting shit of Star Wars. I have never, ever played a Rogue Squadron game in first person. It's always been third person.
Yeah. And
having this game in first person, which is cool, and it has VR, so, like, remember that, Tom? You played a little bit of that Battlefront VR,
God.
And that was hilarious. But that was a really good experience.
So wait, there's not going to be an option to...
I don't think so. To be like third person, I don't think so.
All right. You know what?
Because a lot of it you have to check your shields and stuff, and a lot of it is in the cockpit, and that's what people love.
Yeah, you said pit.
Yeah. They love that stuff for Star Wars X-Wing, Star Wars TIE Fighter, Star Wars X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter, all these first-person space sims in the past of prime LucasArts, now coming to.
I'm going to wait for you to get it and let me know how it is.
And it's not full price either, which I think is really cool. So even if I did pick it up for the single player, and hopefully if it gives me like 4 hours of fun, I'd be okay with that.
But you know what? Is there going to be like, not couch co-op, but like, can I come by and we could have a dogfight?
I don't know. Like you're saying, like split screen and stuff?
Yeah.
That I don't know. Again, it was just announced. Worst kept secret because it was leaked a couple months ago.
Man, that trailer is pretty cool.
It's really cool, and shout out Harrison Dula's in it from Rebels.
Rebels.
So that's always cool when everyone nods to the existing canon.
Yeah, I mean, give me a movie in that form.
Dude, I rewatched Rogue One. Like, oh my god, the dog fights and shit. Oh my god,
Rogue One is so good.
All right, moving on. Sorry, are we still in games?
Yeah.
Okay, actually, real quick segue. Because EA had their play, Skate 4 was announced. Everyone's got a big old boner for Skate series. I don't know if it's a joke, but you got a new Skate game. You did that, everybody. All right, cool. Good nation. Let us know. If you
more stoked for Tony Hawk.
I think Tony Hawk is the arcade skateboard game, and
this is like
the simulation skateboard game.
Oh no,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't need.
To me, they're all simulations because I'm awful at.
Give me the fun. Give me the fun tag shit. Like, dude, we're gonna play Tony Hawk and it's gonna be fun.
All right. What else we got?
Pokemon Snap is coming back. I think it's out already, right?
No, it's not.
No?
There's no date. There was a Pokemon Presents this week, per recording, and there's actually going to be one next week as of posting, so we're going to find out what the new Pokemon announcement is. But they announced some silly stuff, a puzzle game. They announced that the DLC is out for Pokemon Sword and Shield. They announced this game, Pokemon Smile, which is that's the game that's out, where kids can brush their teeth and catch Pokemon. Whatever. Pokemon is a brand. It's not for everybody.
Brush your teeth.
It is for everybody.
Pokemon. So wait, are they catching Pokemon in their teeth?
You know what? I don't know. I didn't play the game.
All right, well,
I should have downloaded it to give you a full scoop.
Pokemon
the
Snap.
Big thing is Pokemon Snap.
I may pick it up. And
Snap.
And I said that to my brother, and he just gave this look like, "You'll pick this up, but you won't. But you won't buy Animal Crossing." I was like, "Yeah, I don't have to do maintenance with Pokemon Snap."
No, Pokemon Snap's a lot of fun.
I can just walk around and be like, "Hey, pictures! Hey, pictures!" Like, yeah, give me fucking Pokemon Snap.
We did a whole Pokemon episode.
We did?
A couple back. Yeah. Oh, you don't remember that, but I do.
Where was it here?
No, it was at your remote studio.
That was the birthday.
Yeah,
that was the birthday episode. Yeah. I don't remember that shit.
Let's talk about Pokemans. Pokemon Snap, that's super cool. And
I don't remember.
I love that stuff. It looks gorgeous so far. Namco Bandai is producing it.
Nice.
Good on them. Pokemon Snap. Let's find out more information. But we got Pokemon Presents this week, and in addition to this week, which I didn't add to the news. So Tommy, Monday, so in between where we're recording right now and when we post, they are going to present the new Smash Brother character, and it's coming from ARMS, which has already been announced.
Right.
You're really well versed in the ARMS universe, Tom. So who do you think is going to be the character?
The girl.
You think it's going to be the girl? Okay. Ribbon Girl, I think her name is.
Have you gotten the new battle pack yet, or no?
No, I was going to wait for a sale. It doesn't think like it's going to happen.
Yeah,
if they drop the character, I think I'm just going to buy the pass.
Yeah, I'll probably pick up the pass maybe first week in July, second week in July.
Yeah. You know me, I got to get the character, I got to get the classic, got to get their spirits, and then bounce. But
literally bounce, because ARMS.
Spring Man, maybe it's Spring Man. I will put in who it is here.
It's Men. Tom was sorta right.
Okay, what else we got, Tom?
Sipping my coffee. Drink. We're not going to spend too much time on this bullshit because it pisses me off. That Carney hack piece of shit, Billy Mitchell, got his world records back.
Billy Mitchell, good for you, man.
Don't clap.
You old-ass Carney bitch.
All right.
You got your paper certificate. Guess what, dude? Kids don't give a fuck, all right? Yeah. Your generation is over, all right? You did a good thing. Maybe you cheated. You probably did. You're a scumbag. Thanks to the King of Kong documentary, which is awesome. Get over yourself, all right? The whole world of, the Twin Galaxies and the Guinness Book of Records stuff, who gives a fuck, man? All right? It's just a dick-waggling competition.
Dick-waggling?
And nobody cares, all right? Kids care about their Fortnites, and that's it.
And their Pokemon Snap.
Absolutely. And the Resident Evils, 100 million sold. You're welcome.
So, moving along.
Billy Mitchell, get over yourself. Choke on your own barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck you sell. Hang yourself with your tie.
He's someone I would love to fucking punch in the face. As hard as I
He's
fucking
just such
can.
He's
a swarmy bitch.
Did you see that documentary?
Yeah, I want. I'm sitting there. I was like, I want to punch this piece.
It's
of
such
shit.
it's such an old boys club, and it just makes you sick. Where it's like, you guys got nothing going.
Yeah.
But because you were the cool kids in the '70s, this is your way to get one up on everybody else.
Yep.
Guess what? Who gives a fuck? All right.
Exactly.
Donkey Kong's a great game. All right. But if you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm the best person, guess what? Ain't getting you laid. All right.
No.
So.
No, it's not.
That's Sherm's 2 cents.
Wow, I know.
Sucks.
Game that's never.
I just took on the spirit of Tom.
You really did, man. Your inner Tom just like came out. I love it.
Oh,
I want more of that.
That was good.
Right? Let the hate flow. Good. My apprentice. Cyberpunk 2077 pushed November 19th. This game is never coming.
I think it's gonna come out. This is like this is the final crunch.
Dude, I'm shocked that Last of Us Part 2 came out.
It did, yeah. Which I'm not picking up anytime soon.
I'm waiting until they release like a complete collection.
All right, here's some more 2 cents coming out of Sherm.
Oh, I love it.
So they did a state of play or something. They kind of focused in on Last of Us Part 2, and this was right at the tail end of Batman. And I tweeted about this, and just watching Ellie go through and just murder people left and right, like human beings and stuff, and hurting dogs, like, hot take, ooh, but like, it just wasn't doing it for me, you know? Like I'm over the whole, like, killing people, like, I don't know if it's my age or the world we're in, but like, it wasn't fun to me.
Sure. And
don't get me wrong, it looks gorgeous, and I think that might hurt my expectations on it because it looks so real. Like I saw
I wanted to look gritty like the first one.
Yeah, but and you were fighting mostly monsters in that game too.
The first half.
Right, but I mean
the second half you were fighting.
What they're really focusing on is like your different factions, and like you just see Ellie take an axe and put it in some lady's stomach, and it's like the facial reactions. Again, different sides of the same coin, I'm sure. But, like, it was just like, ugh, like, it just didn't look like it was for me. I might check a Let's Play out. I hear it's fantastic storyline-wise. But I'm not. I'm taking my time.
Absolutely. It's not.
You're not going to hear about it from the Rude Boys.
No.
Unfortunately.
No.
Because we both liked the first one.
Yeah.
But it just looks, it looks too much.
Yeah. Especially in the time that we live in. Moving along to comics.
Wait, did we even talk about what the hell we were just talking about, or not?
Oh, Cyberpunk 2077. I don't.
Oh yeah, so Cyberpunk
I don't really
2077.
Care. I care about this game as much as I cared about like
The Witcher, which is they also put out.
Witcher or what was it? Snow Dogs, Ground Dogs,
Watch Dogs.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. This game just looks boring. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi.
The only thing about Cyberpunk 2077 that I'll say is
Keanu Reeves.
They did. Well, Keanu Reeves is in it, yes. But they also announced that it will be cross-play compatible with the PlayStation 4 and 5 and Xbox One and Series X, which is cool because like they'll basically that seems to be a cool thing this generation where like. Microsoft has called it Smart Delivery, where if you buy Halo Infinite for your Xbox One, if you eventually get a Series X, you just got the disc, pop it in, you get the patches, and like that's cool because that's really consumer friendly. Yeah, and I like that.
You know what? Before we move on to comics, where do you stand with where do you stand with a PS5? Like, is that gonna be like a day one, or are you gonna wait?
Nation, you saw our video on YouTube.
Yeah.
We talked about our...
I think I was drinking.
Well, yeah, you were. You were drinking seltzer, I think. Yeah, I was. I was too.
I learned by watching him.
I learned it from watching you! We saw the reveal and stuff like that. There's not a lot to get me in day one.
Yeah.
With the exception of the new Spider-Man game.
I know.
Which has been confirmed that it's a standalone... Yep. In the same vein as Uncharted Lost Legacy, which is a fantastic game.
Cool.
So I'm cautiously optimistic. I need to see a price. I need to hear a date. We gotta see where
price
I'm at.
Apparently is going to be 500.
It hasn't been confirmed yet. That's the thing. Maybe it's been confirmed once we post.
I know that there are...
But they're waiting on Microsoft to make their move.
There are two different versions.
There's a digital only and a...
Well, there's a digital only, which I think comes with like headphones and this and that. So like that's like going to probably be like $600.
I don't know about that.
I mean,
I'm sure there's gonna be.
I'm getting the one where I can use a disc.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I love my physical
Nation,
media.
If you want our 2 cents on the PS5 events, go to our YouTube page. All lowercase bit.ly/Rude Boys RudeTube.
Moving on to comics.
All right.
San Diego Comic-Con is coming home with San Diego Comic-Con at Home July 22nd and 26th for free.
Pretty cool. Yeah. So something good came out of this mess.
Yeah.
So now check it out. Get ready to hammer those servers.
Yeah, I mean, I look at that convention center and I'm just like, there's just so much like.
But you've been in New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
From your comic book mentality,
mm-hmm.
Not really mentality, but I guess like you got your finger on the pulse.
Mm-hmm.
Is San Diego Comic Con is presumably larger than New York Comic Con?
That's where they drop all the that's where they originally announced like Iron Man.
Okay. So that's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one.
And then Wizard World Chicago is usually pretty big.
Yeah.
And then like Wizard World Chicago and New York Comic Con are like neck and neck.
Okay.
To being them. And then I mean it is con season right now.
Yeah, it's getting there. Well,
but
it's supposedly
it's con season, but it's not con season.
Right,
nice.
Finally got it.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll definitely check it out.
When is New York Comic Con? September, right?
September, October.
They're probably going to be doing something online, I'd imagine.
Yeah, no,
it's not going to be safe.
It's not going to be.
It's the second wave, y'all. It's this first.
Can't have a second wave if the first wave doesn't end.
Yeah. Anyway,
be safe.
What
else we got?
Green Goblin returns in Amazing Spider-Man 850. Dude, man. And it's OG too.
I'm so
the cover
from
the cover looks so cool.
I'm gonna have to look into that,
dude. It's just like it's Norman in the Green Goblin, just like a hood, hood. And it looks like Alex Ross. But it's not like the pointy hat he's wearing. It's like because he was running around like wearing like a hood.
Okay.
That was like stitched up. I'll try to find the picture.
Okay. Yeah, I want to look into that. I'm assuming Green Goblin hasn't been seen since Spider-Man 800 with the Red Goblin. Did you read the Red Goblin?
No.
Maybe that'll be for Volume 3 of Trade in the Backs. Yeah. I'll give that to you.
Yeah, you may want to... Just wait.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you're going to hate me. I wish I had my long Halloween.
That's what he calls it.
My dick.
So anyway.
So yeah, pretty cool.
Actually,
he's probably my second favorite Spider-Man
villain.
I mean, obviously,
I
my
feel
boy
like
Kraven.
Norman Osborn definitely. Sorry.
Seriously.
I apologize. I feel like Norman Osborn has almost superseded Spider-Man villains. Like sometimes you get. Like the Rhino might fight Daredevil or something like that, or you know what I mean. Like you might get some crossover stuff like that.
He's never branched out to other heroes.
Who are you talking about?
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin, yes. That's why I said Norman Osborn specifically because Norman Osborn, obviously the whole Dark Reign stuff,
right?
But like I feel like could definitely.
I love that shit, man. When
he could definitely be a top tier MCU villain coming up.
Oh yeah. I mean, what I would like to see is. In Spider-Man 4, he's the mayor of New York. Spider-Man 3. He's the mayor of New York, and then the end credits cuts to like him going into a room with all the goblin shit.
I would like.
Yo, I just wrote it for you, Marvel.
I would like that a lot.
Boom.
Real quick. I know you were talking about Alex Ross covers, but they released the Ultraman stuff. And Alex Ross has done. There's like 9 different variant covers for this Ultraman stuff. Like Marvel's trying to get a bite of that pie.
He is such a good artist, man.
Oh, Alex Ross, yeah, he's classic. Classic.
Who's your hot friend?
That's Charles.
Charles.
That's our scumbag intern.
Yeah.
/ sound guy.
Hey, Charles.
Listen,
hey,
Charles. Keep your eyes. There you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
He is the quicker picker-upper.
Oh, that's what I like to hear.
Take it easy, you two. I'll put the hose on you.
Oh no, then Charles will get all clumpy. Moving along to movies. Trailer talk. Which is all we have in movies. Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Didn't see this.
Oh man.
You
never.
I'm not a big and Ted
fan.
You
didn't watch the first two,
Big
right?
and Ted, Bill and Ted. Yes.
I'm
not a Bill, Big and Ted fan.
We got to do that. That's got to be.
Well, that was we did we had a gentleman's agreement that we will do a double feature of the two Bill and Ted movies.
We had another gentleman's agreement, but you guys haven't jumped onto it yet, and I've jumped onto my part of the agreement, which I'll get to.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll get to it too.
Tom got to it a lot faster than I would have expected him to get to
it. It's a half. Each episode is 22 minutes. You can blow through them.
Yeah, for the listeners.
Put a pin in it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. Moving on.
Looks great.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
I'm unfortunately, obviously, George Carlin's not in it, but a lot of William Sadler, he's in it.
He played Death, right?
He plays Death.
The second one.
Yeah.
Tom, what's the deal with Orion Pictures? Are they just almost like a retro throwback production company? Because every time you see that logo, you're like, oh shit!
Yeah.
Like I remember watching Baby's Day Out or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Duncan's Day Out. I don't know. Some old
Oliver
80s,
and Company.
Yeah. That was a Disney movie. That been around.
No, I thought I saw it wrong. I remember seeing Oliver and Company in theaters, and I thought seeing whatever. I was stupid. Okay, I was a stupid kid.
All right, what other trailers you got?
Ghosts of War. Did you see this one? I didn't.
Yes, I did. We watched this, Bon. It is a World War II zombie or ghost movie where Allied soldiers go into a German mansion that Nazis did some crazy shit in.
It's almost like it sounds
and
like
then
Overlord.
It turns into it
sounds like Overlord. Are you sure you didn't want?
No,
sure this isn't the trailer for Overlord?
No, it's not.
It sounds like
that was definitely more zombies. This is more ghosts, spooky stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm down. I'll check it out.
It looked cool. Yeah.
I didn't see this trailer. Deathstroke Knights and Dragons.
Yeah, this was just, I guess, another WB animated thing. I guess
I don't know if this is
the same studio of that specifically did the Mortal Kombat one because they're going for an R rating on this.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean,
really,
Deathstroke's the main guy. Yeah.
Tom, I wanted to put this on here to talk about it.
Pick my
does
brain.
Deathstroke does he really like? Are they trying to just make him like a good guy? Like
I don't know. I didn't see the trailer.
I know you didn't see the trailer, but like Deathstroke, boom. Is he a bad guy? Is he an anti-hero? Is he
he is a straight up bad guy.
Okay, so they're definitely trying to make him like an anti-hero.
Yeah, he is like a contract killer.
Right. Okay.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He has tried to kill the Teen Titans several times.
Okay. Yes.
He actually took his son's contract when the Teen Titans took care of him, and he took the contract over, and he's put plants into the Teen Titans. His daughter was part of the Teen Titans.
He's a bad guy.
It went to the point where he actually cut his daughter's eye out and put a piece of kryptonite in it to fuck with Superboy.
Okay.
Connor Kent.
Okay.
So yeah, dude, he's a bad guy.
So do you think you think having a movie based around him, like he's like trying to rescue his son or something? I don't remember the trailer.
Which son? Because he
oh my god! Remember when I said I couldn't remember?
Because the son that joined the Teen Titans, his name was Jericho, and he.
Oh no, I remember you told me about.
And he actually. He couldn't talk, but his powers was he made eye contact, and the reason he can't talk is because his vocal cords got severed.
So
you got me started.
So let me preface. I don't remember.
Okay, cool.
But
so moving on.
I mean, he's really the antagonist. Like, you wouldn't cast him as like, yeah, he's our lead.
Yeah.
You'd be just like, he's the bad guy, or he's part of the bad guy, a la Suicide Squad or some sort of group.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Got you.
Nothing in TV.
All right.
Wrestling. Maybe WWE buying Evolve? Can you please put G's at the end of your ING words?
No.
Drunk or not?
No. It's quicker that way, and it doesn't autocorrect me, so I'm good. So Evolve, a little independent company.
Yep.
They've done business. We have been to them. Which one was that? Was that the?
That was the infamous one, I think. That was the infamous one.
Sit-up?
That was the where our buddy was just like, "You guys were gone for 2 minutes. He had $2 beers." Sure. How much did you let him drink? $2 beers. Oh boy.
That was
That was
one year. Our buddy was driving through into Queens like,
with no issues.
He had like a pickup truck and stuff, and I was like, Christ Almighty!
It was just like boom, boom, parallel parked with no issues.
Dude, it was like
crazy.
Freaking out. But anyway, Evolve's super great. They have been doing business with the WWE, bringing talent, kind of in between them and NXT, and obviously the whole COVID-19 situation. They probably are not doing good because they can't do live events. So it's possible that they may be up for sale. Maybe the WWE might scoop them up. Maybe they'll just let them fucking die. I don't know.
I feel like Gabe Sapolsky is part of.
I think so too. Yeah.
I think Ring of Honor too.
Dragon Gate, I think also Dragon Gate USA, something like that. We don't do research here on Rude Boy.
So let's just talk about wrestling. Let's stay on wrestling.
All right. Yeah, we got to address.
There's you know what? Keith Lee said it better. He's like, wrestling world, we got to do better. We gotta be better. A lot of allegations have been coming out that, assaults, inappropriate touching. Guys, just keep it in your pants. And, again, we're not 100% sure of what exactly is going on.
You never are, but you have to take all these allegations seriously. You have to, because that's not something that you hear every day.
Exactly.
And that is at a detriment because wrestling's a boys' world. That's it.
Yeah.
And even like males have come out and said that there's been abuse and stuff like that. So like it's a very volatile, carny business that can do better, should do better.
Yeah. Especially now.
Yeah.
When you're more or less our source of sports.
Essential entertainment.
Yeah, but it's like, you should be doing better. Like WWE obviously said that they were testing everyone for COVID, and apparently not because a top talent.
Yeah,
I think was it Owens?
I don't know. Nobody.
Or Owens has opted to stay home until he feels it's safe to go back to work.
Yeah. But
maybe that's what it was.
They haven't been testing.
Yeah.
On the regular.
Yeah, even though Vince is like, even though he can't, carny motherfucker,
carny
he came out and he's just like, oh yeah, we've been, blah, 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 we test every day.
Yeah, can't wear a mask, you're not a fan if you wear a mask. Here's an idea, WWE, here's an idea. Sell fucking masks.
With the WWE logo.
With the logos and shit.
You know how much money you'll make? Holy
dude,
shit.
Seriously, what's wrong with you?
Like, you will have sellout arenas again, everyone wearing a mask.
You will sell a lot of masks.
Yeah.
I will tell you that much. And hey, if you're wearing the mask of your favorite superstar, then guess you're a fan, right?
Exactly.
Do they sell concessions at these things, popcorn?
Well, they're not. So it's fun. There's no live events.
What they've been doing, their audience has been their NXT talent,
like their other employees in their minor league, quote unquote.
Which is what AEW has been doing as well. Like you'll have the good guys on one side, the bad guys on another side.
Basically, they're kind of staffing it up with friends and family. In a way, they're not opening up to everybody.
Right.
And it's all in one location for both promotions.
Exactly. Yeah, like for WWE, it's in their training center in Orlando. And for AEW,
somewhere in Georgia, I think.
No,
right?
it's
Isn't it the Jacksonville
Stadium? It's in Jacksonville. It's in Florida as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're trying to simulate the live audience of everybody.
I mean, and WWE has done right. They put the plexiglass up. But again, but then
they're throwing guys through the plexiglass. They're dancing with the audience members.
Right.
Like there have been stuff like that. It's lip service.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, we're doing the right thing. But guess what? You ain't, because you ain't testing people.
Yeah.
And the social distancing, the masks, the Florida is letting them be essential business. All that is just super shady.
But let's get back to the topic.
Can't have a second wave if you don't finish the first.
Yeah.
Let's
talk about. Florida's going to be the next epicenter.
I believe it.
But again, what we were originally talking about was...
Oh, yeah, Jesus Christ.
This shit, keep it in your pants.
Just be good.
Be good. Be good humans. Don't be like, hey, I can get you far in this promotion if you zip, deal with it. Just stop being dirtbags. That's all.
Would you like to chime in? I know you don't really know much about this situation. Bonnie, our female perspective, who's here right now.
Pretty much a lot.
I gave her a quote.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to mansplain. I'm sorry, but I did preface her because I told her a little bit. Me? Well, come on, Tommy. But be nice to everybody. I respect Tom. I told you about what was going on. It was like a Me Too movement within the wrestling business.
Yeah.
It started kind of like in Britain, in the independents, and then just kind of
those Brits
snowballed into everybody speaking out, which is great, I think. So.
Well, again, I don't really know anything about it, but it does sound like, the problem is men with power.
Yep.
Or presumed power, like even if they don't, like they think that they do.
Yeah, like obviously not all men, I'll say that, are going to be like that, but it happens enough that once is enough.
That exactly.
Agreed.
And
take advantage of women who are trying to get into the business, trying to get a career, and like Harvey Weinstein, kind of making them feel like they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
By you could blacklist somebody from the industry if you're high up enough, and it's not a matter of just keeping it in your pants. It's also a power play.
Yeah. Yep.
People don't necessarily do it for sex; they do it for power. And men are dogs.
It's all. I mean, it's yes, we are dogs, but a story came out today that it's not just men. Women, a male wrestler came out today and said that there were when he was 15, there were 2 female wrestlers who wanted favors exchanged in order to get far. It's a power thing
because the business is obviously more male dominated. Carny, yes, but more male dominated. You have more of a male over female.
But it does.
One of them,
it does happen on the other end as well.
Not as
often. Not as often.
One of the most famous, one of the most famous issues that came to light, or really to more spotlight in the past, I would say 2 years, was Fabulous Moolah. Back in the 60s or 70s.
Jesus Christ.
Crazy woman was.
Yeah.
But she had such a grip hold on the women's wrestling movement of the time that she held down other female talent.
Yeah. She sold talent.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, she human trafficked.
Style.
Like, yeah. This woman was crazy.
But she was probably reflective again to the males in that time period.
I'm waiting for shit to come out about Ric Flair.
I mean, okay, so
not Rick.
Really?
Rick's a dirty dog, but like
Space Mountain, dude.
I think he was just going with it. I don't think.
So here's the thing: if men didn't exist, there would still be violence. Like, I'm a feminist. There's a lot of feminists that are like, "Oh, the world would be perfect."
It's human nature.
Yes,
it is human nature.
It's human nature to have violence.
Without men in the world, would there be rape? I don't know. Even like with lesbians and stuff, like I don't know. I don't think so. I think rape is predominantly a male thing. Male on woman.
Because it's probably more physical.
Because it's more physical, but
and
it's also
a power
thing.
And it's
whereas if the world was only women, we would find other ways to tear each other down and hold each other down and climb up in the world.
I mean,
so that's always exactly.
Right.
That's always going to
that
exist.
Documentary.
Right. If you want to read, I mean, this might sound odd, but if you want to
read, I'm out.
You want to read a comic book series that shows you. It's called Why the
She's out.
It's called Why the Last Man, where it's a dystopian future where there's one male left in a world full of females, and they're all like trying to like one up each other and trying to like power play this dude and whatnot, like to get.
I mean,
it's.
So the thing is, like, if there was all women and one man, God save that man, he's getting raped often. Like,
well, that was the thing. He would like. There were point in the book. He's like in hiding with a monkey. Like a little spider monkey that just hangs out with him. Yeah. They're talking about making a HBO series out of it.
Oh, interesting.
So, FYI.
No, if rape will always exist.
Unfortunately,
it will, unfortunately
it's a disgusting.
It is a disgusting.
It's a disgusting thing of humans.
But I would like to say to both you rude boys, I would be very comfortable walking down a dark alley with either one of you, especially one that I'm dating. But
I'm pretty sure we all have walked down a dark alley together.
Yeah, like and I would also feel very comfortable walking down a dark alley with one of you by my side, where there's a scary dude at the end of it. Yeah. I feel like that you guys could protect me, so thank you for never.
But like,
thank you for not being that type of guy.
Right, and I'd like to think that we are preaching to the choir.
Absolutely,
like the people. We hold our audience up. We love you guys. You guys are smart. We're just trying to educate you. Bonnie's trying to educate all of us with this perspective that she has.
Also, something I would like to say, since I have this platform at the moment, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead.
Can we stop taking women's issues and turning it into men's issues? For example, if you see, like, a teacher molested his student, can you please stop saying, oh, well, this happens to boys all the time? Yes, it does. But it happens more to females. So if there's, like, an article... Can you not comment on it? Like, oh, well, men also. Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
That is a whole nother issue of people just commenting on things they heard secondhand, thirdhand, grew up in a weird... But, like, I really like to think that people don't genuinely, to their core, feel that way. But... they just social media has given people such a platform of anonymity that they could just say whatever they want and everybody has a point to make. Well, when it's like, dude, you don't. All right.
Well, for example,
Go
Black
ahead.
Lives Matter.
Okay.
All lives matter. No,
yes.
Duh, all lives matter. But that's not the point they're trying to make right now.
It's not one over the other. It's everybody.
Everybody matters. But
and
also,
by the way,
can we focus on this for right now? Like that's the point.
Yeah.
If you see an article about Black Lives Matter, if you see an article about women's rights, can you not put your 2 cents in for something that's everybody gives a shit about white men already. You've had your time. You will always have your time.
We're having our
it
time
will
right
never
now.
not be your time, white men.
Right.
So
it could all be our time.
Yeah. So why don't we, instead of saying, hey, also men, hey, also white people, shut up and listen.
Right.
And that's my 2 cents.
That makes a lot of sense.
Thank you.
Your 2 cents make a lot of sense. Whew. Everyone just be better. That's it.
Exactly.
Sorry. That's really what it comes down to.
Be better humans.
Cheers,
just
y'all.
be better. Cheers, everybody.
Empty.
Where's the...
Cheers.
Clank it up. Boom.
Clink.
Clank.
Sip
Clink and thud.
I feel like we learned a lot. We grew as a nation. Well, the rude nation.
Yes.
a little less rude.
Damn, fucking.
Well, now I gotta take those rude points back now. So
here we go.
Give me time.
Etc.
Etc.
News.
DC fandom.
Yeah,
virtual
it's
event.
Fandom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Event on August 22nd. Yeah,
Yes.
there's just gonna be, it's gonna be like
The movies.
The movies. It's gonna be their Comic-Con.
Sure, yeah. But that's what we were talking about. And they are going to be announcing some WB game stuff.
Yes.
So presumably the next Rocksteady game, the new WB Montreal stuff, maybe a new Injustice. Like, that's what I was getting at 40 minutes ago. We started Blitzkrieg News. Actually, yeah, wow, damn, 40 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's what's up. So, DC Fandom, which is what it's called.
Cool.
Movie stuff. I know The Rock's going to be at the Black Adam stuff. They're going to show Snyder Cut stuff. Like, yeah.
See the trailer? I forgot to put that on Trail Talks. The Snyder Cut trailer that they put up.
With the one like Wonder Woman or something like
yeah,
that?
and you see Darkseid, which is pretty
see
cool.
it.
Yeah. Damn, I'm sweating like a fucking stuck
pretty
pig.
warm.
Let's do it outside.
Do you want to shift over into the shade a little bit?
It doesn't matter, dude. I sweat peeling an orange. I'm a big beefy boy.
I hear you, man.
Yeah.
I'm slapping the belly.
Quarantine 15.
Ugh.
My dog, one of my dogs gained quarantine 15.
It's a dog. How?
Little DMX.
Oh boy.
Which that I'm shocked by because he's always running a boot. Apparently the world is ending on Sunday, tomorrow.
Yep, so you ain't getting this nation. Sorry.
Yeah. Now, apparently the Mayan calendar was wrong, and then there's something with the Greco-Roman calendar that we use. Some bullshit. So let's see what happens at 12:01 tonight.
Hey, guys, scientists, work on a vaccine.
Yeah.
Stop doing this bullshit.
Exactly. No, we may not need one.
Hey, maybe you know what? They were like, you know what? Why even bother?
And this man, he checked out before the world ended. R.I.P. Ian Holm, who played
Yes.
Bilbo Baggins. He was also in Fifth Element. He played Jack the Ripper
Priest, he
in
was
From
Ash
Hell.
from Alien.
Great actor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spanned many a decades.
Yes.
Sucks, but I don't know what he. Did you read what he passed of? Was it?
I mean, he was old, so I'm pretty sure it was natural. But like in the sense of natural causes and stuff.
Right.
It wasn't anything scandalous.
It wasn't Corona.
But I don't think it was.
Yeah.
But again, a legacy of an actor.
Absolutely.
We cheers to you. Tom will suck on his ice.
Suck
Rest
on
in
these.
power.
Suck on these ice. I gotta go grab some beer. Do we have beer? Yeah, we got beer. Okay, we got beer. Cool.
We got beer.
Corona Mania, the second
Oh, right,
wave.
yeah.
Tenon pushed to July 31st.
Which is just like a week.
Yeah.
Can we
Now,
talk about this real
let me,
quick? The movie theaters?
I want to ask you, do you feel safe going?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Even though I did read that Regal, who I used to work for.
I didn't hear about Regal, but okay.
Regal is what did like say me, you, and several other people go. Where we get that row.
Okay, so they're gonna divvy out.
They'll go in. The employees have to wash their hands every 30 minutes.
Okay.
They'll be going into theaters with these like foggers, that stuff that they've been using on the subway.
Oh, okay.
Foggers.
Motion to me. I haven't been on a subway in
you don't watch the news either.
I haven't watched the news in 35 years.
Yeah. So they'll be going in with these foggers that kills like virus on contact.
All right.
I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe going.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I do know Black Widow's coming out in November now, right?
I think so. October, November, something like that. I think I actually know November.
Honestly, I probably won't feel safe until next year.
That's completely fair. So it seems like Regal's taking some precautions.
Yeah. I don't know what AMC's doing.
On the other hand, AMC's
they're
opening
animals.
up around the same time as
they're like,
Tenet's
fuck
coming
it, you
out.
die, you die.
Yeah, you gotta watch Mulan. But
No, I don't. It's gonna be going on to Disney Plus July 24th.
They've been flipping back and forth, like wearing a mask, not wearing a mask. Don't want to get political. Like, just wear a mask. Like, here's the deal. I'm sorry you might look silly or feel silly, but if you're gonna prevent somebody from possibly dying,
Wear a
do the
mask.
silly thing.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
It goes back to what we were talking about with WWE.
Right? I understand, like, it's your freedom of choice, but, like, listen, like, yeah, it's my freedom of choice to just have a butcher's knife in my hand and keep jabbing it in every direction I walk. That's my freedom.
Hey,
if it hits somebody, then I'm a murderer.
And you know what? Again, what we were talking about with WWE. Hey, AMC, get masks made with the movie title.
Oh my god, dude!
And give them out to
movie
people.
Theaters right there. Get the logo done.
Right.
Guess what? You bought a ticket. Here's a mask.
Exactly.
Black Widow mask. AMC mask.
Exactly.
Whatever, man.
Exactly.
Dude, oh my god, money on the table.
Exactly.
Call us up. RudeBoy6969@gmail.com. Hit us up, PR departments.
Though listening to my second favorite podcast, Fake Doctors, Real Friends.
Okay.
Donald Faison was talking, he's just like, yeah, we rented Trolls, and it cost me $20 to watch the movie over and over, and we were able to eat at home.
Right.
It's like, if we went to the theater, it would have been $20 a person.
Yeah.
Like,
I know, like, Christopher, like okay, the cinema experience.
It's fantastic.
You can't beat it. Don't drink that.
No.
You can't beat it. But, monetarily, you can beat that fucking dead horse with a baseball bat all you want, because I've been renting movies for $4 and I can watch them whenever I want, as many times as I want.
We are going into the world of WALL-E, essentially.
Of who?
The movie WALL-E.
WALL-E. Well, yeah, I guess.
Moving along.
Yeah, sorry.
Wonder Woman 84 to October 2nd.
Yep. Yeah, I think DC or Warner Brothers, they announced that was the biggest one that got pushed again.
Yeah, Tenet I really don't give a shit about.
Yeah, same. But I mean, Christopher Nolan
I
does things.
don't give a shit. Sorry, I never gave a shit.
Listen, Inception was cool. Did you like Inception? Really?
Seen it once, I'm okay.
Alright,
cool.
Inception was cool. I might have seen that twice.
Yeah.
Which, for me, high praise.
Yeah. Star Wars Celebration canceled till 2022. Good.
Yeah, 2022. So I don't know why not 2021.
Maybe because they're afraid of a second wave.
They're probably also afraid of, they probably just want a vaccine out in the open. So,
Absolutely. So that is all we have for this beefy Blitzkrieg that I think was, what?
Yeah, we could have done a whole episode of that. My God.
Yeah.
Nation, you're in for a treat.
So.
You got a dud?
No.
Oh.
I think we talked about our duds, with what's going on in the wrestling world.
Yeah.
Essentially, what's going. Keep your dirty dick in your pants.
Yeah. There you go.
That's all. And don't abuse your power.
Yes.
You're not a beautiful, unique snowflake. God, I cannot wait for shit to come out about Vince. Holy shit.
It's already starting, I think. What's up?
What you been up to?
What I've been up to? You want to catch up?
Let's eat some Heinz ketchup.
Let's eat some ketchup. I like that. Man, I wish Bonnie was here with this, but whatever. All right, The Bay. I watched The Bay.
Which Did
you watch The Bay?
No.
Oh, what's up? Tell me.
Happy anniversary to Jaws. It came out 30-something years ago today.
Okay. Hey. Happy
You ever
anniversary,
see Jaws?
I saw Jaws once.
Yeah.
It's not a...
It's why I'm afraid of the ocean.
I can understand that.
Oh, man.
It's very well done.
Pig.
Yeah, I hear you, brother.
Fucking gray shirts are bad.
So I switched to black.
But I fucking love this shirt.
That's a good shirt, yeah. But anyway, The Bay. Similar. It is a found footage horror movie. When I first watched it, it was, or initially was watching it, it, to me, seemed very...
You lost me at found footage, by the way.
You're not a fan of found footage stuff? Okay.
I hate that fucking...
Okay, a lot of it is like newscasts and stuff. It's well done, and it's got some really good scares. Basically, there's a virus that's in, like, I think it's like the Chesapeake Bay
Why
area.
are you watching so much virus shit?
That's what Bonnie wants to watch, man. We're watching horror movies. Roottober, baby. Roottober's coming early.
October in quarantine.
But it was really well done. Has some really genuine, scary shit. I think because it's like a found footage sort of thing, that's why it's like maybe your guard's down.
Fucking
or
Charles.
You think like it's fucking Charles. Like you think that it might not be scary.
Okay.
It's got some really good scares in it. It was one of those like $3 rental sort of things.
Oh man, you spent money on it?
Yeah. Well, we're getting to that point where.
They just released new shit on Netflix, I think. Come on, be better.
Again, I'm going with Bonnie's list. Bonnie has a list of all the horror movies she wants to see. I don't care. One of those lists, one of those movies on the list was Grave Encounters. Another found footage thing. Basically, some guys are filming like one of those like ghost hunter shows in like a insane asylum or a mental health facility that's been abandoned. Which that's one of my phobias. Like old ass hospitals. Like they're creepy. The architecture's weird. Like what went on in here, I don't know. Like it's weird.
One of my phobias is driving through the backwoods of Texas.
Yeah, I can understand that. Or the front rows of Texas, for that matter. Christ almighty. But I thought this was well done. I thought it was a little cornball at the beginning, but it has a really good premise. It really kind of fucks with your head a little bit. Like, there's one point where it's almost like the hallways don't ever seem to end, which is cool.
Sounds very Shining-esque.
Kind of, yeah. I would say that, because, like, then there's definitely, like... It's almost like these people get kind of put into a different dimension, whereas like things get scary. It's fine.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay,
Again,
cool.
The Sherman seal of approval. It's
all right,
fine.
Good. Move along.
The Witch. The VVitch.
What'd you think?
I liked it.
Slow.
Very slow.
Very slow.
Bonnie didn't like it.
But I enjoyed it.
But
oh wow, she's seen it.
She saw it.
Okay.
A second time, and
that was the girl who's going to be playing Ileana.
It is, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I get her and what's her name? Florence Pogue mixed up.
It's not her. I know she's not in New Mutants, and that wasn't her.
Yeah, no. Well, she's in Black Widow.
Yes.
Florence Pug, however you pronounce.
Pogs, little caps.
That British name. Pogs.
But
those things are fun.
The VVitch, really cool.
Very cool. Very.
That's also like a sub-phobia I have of just like colonial or pre-colonial mindsets of like, oh, you're sick, it must be the devil. Like, oh, you're not getting better? Well, you're a witch. Like, it's like there's nothing you can do to because like that was the mindset back then.
The guy that did
and stuff.
The guy that did the VVitch, he also did the Lighthouse.
He did the Lighthouse. Yes.
Which
I'm getting. Yeah, I know your thoughts on the Lighthouse.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like the person who did the VVitch did the Lighthouse. Mm-hmm. The person who did Hereditary did Midsommar. I always get these like
Midsommar was boring as fuck. I watched that.
I love your blunt line.
Didn't
it's
like
like,
it.
oh, I don't even want to talk about it. It was boring as fuck.
Like, I've heard such fucking mixed things about Hereditary.
You didn't see Hereditary?
No.
Really?
Because, like, I've heard more negative than I have positive.
Man, oh man, like, you heard negative?
I've heard a lot of negative about it.
I'm
also in a lot of elitist groups that are like a lot of purists.
Hereditary was good. If you can watch it for free, definitely watch it.
It might be on Netflix.
Then definitely.
So it's not really free.
Well, you know what I mean. If you don't have to pay per.
We did watch one after we did watch a movie together after we recorded. We watched Crawl.
Crawl was
sucked.
Alright. Crawl was alright. Crawl basically was a family got caught up in a hurricane, and then alligators came out. It was like the Jaws style.
It was not good.
Beastie enemies. The environment.
I jumped once while we were watching it. No. Hey, your phone case matches my chair.
Nice.
Look
at that, matchy boys.
Like that. Spoiler alert! It's been out for months, so too bad.
Months.
Like the part where she's like crawling around the basement, and all of a sudden a second gator comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like that shit made me jump. I was just like, "Are you what? Where did you come from?"
It's got the whole beastie thing on lock. And then
it wasn't good.
I like that it's not a relationship that you normally see. Like when they do that stuff, that's what I liked about the Autopsy of Jane Doe.
That I loved
because you don't see a lot of like father son horror movies. It's usually like maybe the father-daughter or like the family involved.
Right.
But like, and then like they had their own issues aside. But yes, this was father-daughter. They had their own issues, and then they did that. Obviously
everyone survived.
Everyone
the main characters
survived. Yeah, there might have been some.
I kind of fell asleep.
These gators. Yeah, I saw. These gators should have just been chomping bones up. Like I hear that the gators got like some fucking. They got some power behind their jaws, you know?
So what else have you been watching? I got to keep you moving. Because you get lost.
Knives Out. You saw also.
I really wish you kept that for last. Like, you did on the list.
I did, yeah. Sorry. But, I mean, we're talking about what we've been watching, so. And this is a catch-up thing. This is like a chatty thing.
I'll allow it.
So Knives Out is up on Amazon Prime.
Fucking awesome.
Put out Ryan Wilson.
Yeah.
Did this right after The Last Jedi.
Ryan Johnson.
I'm sorry. What is that? Ryan Wilson?
Yeah.
Rainn Wilson. That's probably Rainn.
This style movie,
Ryan Johnson.
He should stick to these types of movies. I think this was real.
I really loved it. I'm trying to think because the only other Ryan Johnson movie I saw was Looper, and I can't really remember that.
I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Yes.
I figured out one part of it. Like, I figured out who called Daniel Craig. Okay. Which Daniel Craig with a Texas accent threw me the fuck off.
So weird.
But everyone was so fantastic in that movie.
Yes. It was an ensemble cast.
Nation, go watch it.
Yes, it's free on Amazon Prime. Again, not free, but if you have Amazon Prime.
Or, support your stores and go buy it, which I think I'm going to buy it.
Okay.
It's a movie I think I'd watch again. Don Johnson. What a piece of shit.
Don Johnson was
Jamie Lee Curtis's
husband.
husband.
The cast up right now. Yeah, so like we said, ensemble cast: Jamie Lee Curtis, Don Johnson, Chris Evans, Daniel Craig.
I don't remember
that one
the
kid
girl
from It.
Oh, the guy. Bill, which was brought to my attention this week. I didn't realize that was him.
As soon as I saw him, I was like, "Oh, that's that kid from It." I knew it.
Yeah.
Knew it.
It was
because we've been watching a lot of like horror movie. I'm sorry, like horror-related YouTube videos also.
Yeah.
What I got on me. Thank you.
Yeah, grass. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah. Very good. The story kept you... It was like...
It kept you... Now, did you figure it out?
No. Because the way I go with movies, I'm just like, just give me what you got.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Bonnie, actually, and what she liked about it was she figured it out like minutes before it started getting revealed. Like different plot points, like when they started giving you plot twists, she was just like, oh, I think it's going this way, and then it went that way, which is what a good movie is supposed to do.
I think we watched it the same night.
Maybe like 24 hours in between, but whatever. But what's cool about these murder mystery movies is that they want to keep you on the edge of your seat and engaged, so you're like going with it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be too far ahead and be like, oh, it was the butler. Oh, it was this guy. And then you get it. Or you don't want to be just like, what? Like, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, the way that it was written, and we were looking up on IMDb, like, Ryan Johnson was very meticulous with trying to make sure that everything worked out. Especially with, like, the later twist, which we'll talk about off-air. Because it's a great movie. Everybody should see it. He wanted to make sure everybody was kind of just following along and going along with the ride and not getting either too caught up and knowing all the plot twists ahead of time or getting too lost and not really understanding until when it happened, you know?
Yeah.
Basically, very well done. Very well done. I'm super excited that he's going to be doing, like, it's almost like going to be like a series or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to try to focus on,
and
I'm guessing Daniel Craig's character.
Yeah, because Knives Out 2 does show up on IMDb, and Daniel Craig's the only one there.
Yeah, so definitely make a franchise over him. It's a lot easier than James Bond, Daniel Craig.
You're walking a lot.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig, man,
Daniel Craig's great.
He's been definitely one of my favorites, and, like, I mean... He might be my favorite Bond besides Sean Connery.
Okay.
And I mean, just everything that I've seen, like Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, like I don't know if you watched that. That was pretty good.
No.
A couple of rough scenes with that in that movie.
Sure, yeah, no, I imagine. Dude, someone I was watching a video. Someone pegged Daniel Craig as like a fan cast for something MCU, and I don't remember what it was. Maybe Magneto.
Ooh.
Right? I think it might have been Magneto.
Yeah, but they're
going to go younger, but still.
They're going to go younger, and I think they're going to go, they're going to make Magneto African American, as opposed to a Holocaust survivor.
Which, I mean...
Because the world, the way the world is... I mean, again, this is reading how the world is right now, but most kids don't give a shit about World War II anymore.
Yeah. Nah,
I remember when I was in school, World War II and the Civil War were, like, my favorite parts of history class. Right. I loved, to this
from
day...
a white German, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Boom! Got him! But no,
I math homework?
I understand. Oh, boy.
Boom!
Good with numbers, apparently.
Allegedly.
But yeah, as long as, like with casting Magneto, that's a huge part of him. His family coming from an oppressed culture.
Yep.
Regardless of what it is, as long as they can navigate that or communicate that to the audience, I think that's huge because that's a big part of Magneto. So but anyway, this isn't about MCU casting.
What have you been playing?
We did a whole episode of that. What have I been playing? I finished up Escape from Monkey Island, which is this old-ass game that came out on the PC, the fourth Monkey Island game. Really hated it. I can now say I've played every Monkey Island game, and I've played the worst one. What I hate about it is that it doesn't do anything new. And what it tries to do new, it's not new enough. Like, it's not unique enough. They do this whole... Like, Monkey Island games are very formulaic. You know, find these 3 things, point-and-click adventure style, get the thing, do the thing, etc. Oh, now you got to do insult sword fighting, or now you got to do this thing called Monkey Combat, which already is like, oh, it's a Mortal Kombat reference. Which by the time the game came out, like Mortal Kombat 4 was out, so like, oh, you're really ripping on Mortal Kombat, guys.
So what else have you been playing?
But
oh boy, come on!
I didn't like it.
Man.
I'm
so glad I don't gotta edit this.
The animation wasn't great. I mean, I skipped through this. The animation wasn't great, but again, I played it. It's done. I played all the Mortal Kombat, all the Monkey Island games.
All the Mortal Kombat.
Curse of Monkey Island is fantastic. I've been watching a Let's Play of the Tales of Monkey Island. You never played one? Nah, you wouldn't have the patience to. You would.
I do have to say, I've been enjoying your drunken tweets.
Why are they drunk, Tom?
I don't know, because I look at the time and I'm like, yo. And not to mention, you just put, yo, I'm drunk, so I guess I'm just going to watch Metal Gear Solid videos.
Yeah, that's fair.
What else have you been?
I played Full Throttle Remastered, which came out for the PlayStation 4 and the Vita. Okay. Again, another point-and-click adventure game.
Okay.
Tim Schafer put it out from Double Fine.
I don't like point-and-clicks.
It is, this one is more action heavy. Like, in the time period that this came out, they wanted to push more animation.
Okay.
Came out around the same time as Curse of Monkey Island, which again is fantastic, but that's more point-and-click adventure-y. This is more action-y. It was fine. You probably could play it in an hour, maybe 2. I have no nostalgia for it, so it didn't really do anything for me, but now I could say, oh, I played Full Throttle. Whatever. 3 out of 5.
What is Anakin and Obi-Wan?
Anakin and Obi-Wan, my friend, is a graphic novel that I got on Kindle Unlimited or something like that.
You reading?
Yeah, right. So I wanted to finish it up before we did Trading the Backs.
Okay.
It is a Star Wars tale that takes place between episodes 1 and 2, and it kind of delves a little more into Anakin and Obi-Wan's history, which you don't really see a lot. Because you get episode 1...
Does it explain the goddamn scar?
No. He didn't get the scar. He presumably got the scar in the Clone Wars, but again, they never really explain it then in the titular series. But so basically, Obi-Wan and Anakin, they go on a mission. The mission fucking sucks. Who cares? But really what comes down to it is that Anakin, because you get a lot of his... how he becomes basically just a petulant fucking bitch in Episode 2. And he basically doesn't agree with the Jedi Order... and he wants to free all the slaves, and he wants to do good. Yeah. But Obi-Wan is like, listen, Anakin, like we're keepers of peace. We're not like soldiers,
Keepers of peace until he makes stormtroopers shoot Uncle Ben and Aunt Beru.
That wasn't. Oh my God! Here we go with that fucking conspiracy theory.
It's not conspiracy if it's true.
Anyway, the story is just not great. A lot of it deals with like. Palpatine kind of like befriending Anakin, manipulating Anakin, which is cool because like that's you get that because then you're like, why does Anakin love Palpatine so goddamn much? Well, here's why. Really nothing came of it, obviously because Episode 2 happened. Duh. It was fine. It was free. Okay. So there you go. What else do I got on my list, Tommy?
I think that's it.
That's it. I finished Rebels. I know. Were you still in?
I'm on season 3.
You're on season 3.
Dude, I've started so many shows. I'm gonna probably be starting a rewatch of Parks and Rec soon. I'm gonna start a rewatch of. I'm gonna start a rewatch of Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
Like, yeah, man. I started watching show you and your girlfriend Bonnie have been pushing on me. And you guys aren't the only ones who have been pushing it on me. Been watching Shameless.
Okay. And I know you had some hang-ups.
Well, William H. Macy was my main hang-up.
It's always just one component that just turns Tom off of everything.
Absolutely. Every bad thing that happens to him, I'm like, yes.
Yes. Exactly. He's not a hero. He's not a good guy. I don't know what's going on. They're doing construction now, apparently, on a fucking Saturday. Or drilling a tooth. I don't know what the fuck that sound is.
Let's record outside.
It's nice out.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that when you have to edit. I love the kids. Lip took a little bit for me to warm up to.
Yes.
But then when he kind of accepted Ian for who Ian is.
It's been a while. I haven't seen.
I'm in season 2 right now.
Okay, I haven't seen. I haven't rewatched the whole series.
Yeah, Goku just came back.
Right, that's the kid who plays Steve.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like Steve, but I have a feeling some badness is gonna happen.
We'll talk about the kids. Lip is always he has such a moral high ground that sometimes you'll be like, Lip, fuck off, bro. Come on, stop.
But sometimes that moral high ground comes into play.
In the same sense with Fiona. Fiona also has a very moral compass.
Her. I love her. Well, until she bangs a cop in his cop car.
Again.
But I love her. I think she's just such a...
Fiona definitely holds...
She's such a fantastic character.
Is the glue of the cast,
absolutely. Deborah is awesome.
Okay.
The youngest daughter.
Again, I feel like all characters have an arc where you're just going to be like, God damn it, I hate this person.
Well,
I'm glad that... I think Deborah, what's good about the show is that you can't hate the characters, except for William H. Macy.
Oh my God! The one thing that I actually screamed at my TV, "Fuck you!" was he was banging what's her name, Butterface, someone that they all know around town.
Okay.
And again, she was on a heart transplant list, and she had a beeper. And then they're like, "Oh, we have a heart for her." Oh yeah, I'm sorry, my wife passed away.
So he could get...
and then she's just like, yeah, I'm leaving everything to my daughter. I was like, good. Fuck you.
Yeah. William H. Macy is like the one character who...
Every bad thing that happens, I cheer.
You can't even say lovable, because like what he's
not a lovable loser.
It's like his antics. Yes. I think you like his antics more than him, because he's not a great character.
No.
He's a scumbag, but it's just like, oh, what's Frank going to get into now?
Exactly.
Whereas all the kids, you have like a deep... love for them, because again, you've seen him grow up in, fucking season 7 or 8, whatever.
Yeah, I did not realize that this is 9 seasons.
It's a long show,
and it's like each episode is like 2 episodes.
It's like a Showtime, like it's a long.
It's 2 episodes in one.
But when you hate them, or when you like really disagree with them, it's like, but they're doing what they're supposed to do. It's like they're true to themselves.
When they were trying to have take Carl away. because he was like beating kids up and
Right.
some shit. Yeah, right now, because it's the summer right now.
Okay.
In season 2.
That's always like they do a really good time.
Yeah, and Carl
lapse,
is friends
I
with another delinquent in the neighborhood.
Sure.
I
think I remember.
And Deborah wants to be with him. Kevin and Veronica, I love.
Honestly, like all that shit I just said, Kevin, Veronica are the best 2 characters.
God. What
Their
you thought?
whole, not even arc, but everything they get into is just so like you might hate it or you might be like. What I hated about The Office and like maybe later Parks and Rec was that they tried to like push the other characters, the sub characters more, just to like build
like
the
John
cast
Ralphio
out, which is
whatnot,
fine, yeah. But like Kevin, Veronica,
They've been
Kevin
there since day one.
They've been there since day one, and like there's a part I'm not gonna spoil it, but like in the later seasons where like they're basically like their uncle and aunt.
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
they've been there since they were kids.
That's how it is.
And it makes me feel so good.
Yeah,
like,
but I love how Kevin's just
God.
like fucking Gallagher's.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just like, God damn, I hate the Gallagher's.
It's just like that everyone has a family member or a close friend where they're just like, I fucking hate them, but goddamn, I love them so much, and they're my family.
I mean,
like,
you're
that's what
to
they
me.
are. See, there you go.
No. But yeah, no, fantastic.
Kevin and V are great.
Yeah, fantastic. Definitely looking forward to it. Like,
good.
I throw it on.
Good. It's definitely a throw on show.
Yeah,
you don't have to like
on Hulu. I've been watching the show called Crossing Swords. It's done. Seth Green created it. It's you remember like the little people figures that we had like
the Playmobil figures?
Yeah. Like the little it's that animation, but it looks like they're all carved in wood, and it's like medieval time.
So it's like stop motion?
Yeah.
Okay.
This kid wants to be a knight. His sister is a pirate queen.
Okay.
One of his brothers is a drunk hobo clown.
Okay.
It's rude and crude. It's definitely a Rude Boys like special. Check it out. Randomly there's like, they're doing this tournament and they're like, oh, now you have to go to this tent, and part of the tournament, and the king doesn't know, is to bang the queen. And they're like, yeah, for some reason, all the other contestants of the tournament have dropped out due to a rising case of gonorrhea. So, you become the king's squire. She's right there. She's right there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow.
Check it out. Each episode's like a half hour.
All right, nice.
Check it out on your own. Girlfriend may not like. She may. I mean, I might get punched in the face next time she sees me. Or maybe we'll throw it on after we're done.
Maybe
throw it on an episode. See what you think. I decided to jump back into Spider-Man on PS4.
Okay.
After reading for trading the backs.
Sure.
I'm doing the New Game Plus. And I just kill it. Like, man, I haven't
Spider-Man
died.
was a lot of fun.
I haven't died as much as I thought I was going to,
Right.
and I have it on Spectacular.
Okay.
So
that's good. I know that game definitely. I remember when I played it the first time.
There were parts where I was like
you hit a bump,
after the raft.
Yes. When not Shield. Oh my God, Silver Sable's crew.
Yeah.
Silver
Avalanche
Sable.
something. Yeah, some shit like that.
I don't remember. When they come into play, and it's like, and they got jetpacks and rocket launchers and shit, and it's like, oh boy, like that's what.
Yeah, right now I'm up to
the
the demons have just come into play.
Okay.
So, right now I just hooked up with Jefferson Davis.
Okay. I might hold off on a replay if they do a PS5 remaster. I might. I don't know. I still want to try to finish up any games I've had kicking around. Hence why I finished up Escape from Monkey Island.
Right.
Before I get into something new.
And I've been dabbling with Mario vs. Rabbids.
Oh yeah, you picked that up, or you?
I had it.
Okay,
nice.
It
in-house. It's cute.
Okay.
It's
not something you stick with. It doesn't seem like it.
I may not. Right. I pick it up if I'll throw Shameless on and I'll play that.
Honestly, strategy RPGs I feel like are a good just kind of throw something on, put a strategy RPG on. You can literally put 50% of your attention to the game and the other to the television or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need full concentration. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
You got a bunch of PS4 games. but
which
you didn't really delve into that too much. We'll talk about that in a later episode.
Yeah. Because right now I'm just Spider-Man.
Arkham Knight.
Oh my god, dude! I hate Batmobile missions. They're the worst.
You hated them when we first played.
I know.
So.
I know. But yeah, that's all I've been up to.
Wow, wait. Trading the Backs.
Hold that, Charlie.
Volume 2.
Yep.
Fan favorite, bringing it back. We did Trading the Backs.
Ooh, fresh open.
That's a good sound.
It is.
My man.
It is,
We
man.
did Trading the Backs.
Yes,
on
so...
Rude Boys, episode 65. So... That's when Tom and we traded some trade paperbacks.
Yes.
Beast with 2 backs, yes.
Well, I gave you 4 because you cried.
Well, yes. But now we're back on 2 and 2.
Yes. So, Chris, you gave me Spider-Man Velocity and Amazing Spider-Man: The Clone Conspiracy.
Spider-Man books.
Shocker. Spider-Man Velocity.
That's all I got, too.
Yeah. Spider-Man Velocity was... Or is, it's based on... It's a batch of comics based out of the PS4 universe.
The Gamerverse.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Dumbest PR
It really is.
Name.
I don't know. This one, the art killed me.
I really don't understand why. I think
the
the art is fine.
The writing
I'm
was...
a snob.
The writing was not good.
The book is kind of bullshit. I'll just be.
It really is. I mean, I know. I purposely, as I said, I'm replaying the Spider-Man game because of this book. I purposely don't touch the Velocity suit now.
Yeah, I mean, I never did anyway. But so the point of this whole storyline was just to kind of like build more into that universe.
Sure. Yeah. Which I respect and I like.
And The Nation, if they remember, I read City at War, which is the adaptation.
I
should have given that to you also. I'm sorry. The adaptation of the PS4 game into graphic novel form.
Yep.
And it does, kind of build the universe a little bit more. It's not just a straight translation of the game into a graphic novel form. But it's good. It's a good refresher, especially because I haven't played the game in a year. You're obviously currently playing it.
Oh, man. I love this game.
And it was cool. The Velocity thing, it's just more like stories to tell in that universe.
Some guy, he was part of an experiment at Oscorp. Fucking right. Oscorp.
Always Oscorp.
Experiment went wild.
Takes place after the City at War.
Yes. The experiment obviously went awry, and the guy gains, I guess, super speed powers.
Yeah, that's what.
And so he lives off with his wife, and of course they have a child and passes those powers on to her.
Sure,
but she starts setting herself on fire by accident when
she's going so
fast. Much friction.
Yes.
And then and it was very cool because
an original character too.
Yes.
Like the game series, brings in their version of, spoiler alert, Dr. Octopus, Norman Osborn, Mr. Negative, Rhino, etc.
Yeah,
Shocker, Swarm in the graphic novels. They don't really talk about him.
No.
He's like a minor antagonist, but
they don't mention
Swarm exists in this universe.
Yes.
And then they bring this original character who's just a speedster, which I know you love. And she's a petulant teenager, which also I know you love.
Which they fuck. These speedsters they're there to fuck with the timeline.
Right.
The only one who doesn't fuck with the timeline, speedster-wise, is Quicksilver because he can't run fast enough.
I feel like Quicksilver's not that smart either.
He can't. Whoa, he's done some. You're right.
Right.
He's done stuff to be like, oh, I'm doing the right thing. No.
Well, okay, so he's mistaken.
Oh, sure. He's an idiot.
Right.
He's a straight up idiot.
Right.
But he's not fast enough to.
He doesn't have the Speed Force.
I think he can
Flash
only... Force? Speed Force, you were right. Force, okay. I think he can only go up to the speed of sound.
Okay.
I think. But this isn't the Quicksilver cast.
Yet.
Until he shows up in WandaVision. Which they're talking about bringing Evan Peters in.
Ooh, I don't know,
whatever.
Yeah. It's not the WandaVision cast.
Yeah. I mean... Story-wise, I was like, alright, fine, cool, whatever.
Yeah, it was just more of, like, PS4 Spider-Man stuff. Like, even when I read it, I was like...
And I do like the
To be completely honest, I needed to give you something
it
small.
does go into things you say to your girlfriend.
God damn it. You're lucky she's not here. Because she would laugh along with me. I'm lucky she's not here.
I mean, it was written by the last name is Hopeless, which honestly you should probably just quit writing. No, that's mean.
Fresh open.
Yeah, ooh, beautiful. Yeah, I would like to see where they would like to go more.
Well, I know they're doing a Black Cat story.
Okay.
I don't know if that has anything to do with like the DLC.
I haven't even hit any of those.
City of War or City at War, whatever it is. The PS4 DLC. I don't know if it has anything to do with that, or maybe it's like talking about Peter Parker's introduction or the introduction of Black Cat into that universe, like what they allude to in the DLC stuff. But it's ongoing or whatever, however ongoing things are nowadays.
I do enjoy the I do enjoy that him and MJ are together.
Yes. Which was always something you rooted for those kids.
Absolutely.
In the
oh my god!
game.
And in the game I just passed where you see Stanley.
Oh.
And I teared up. I teared up a bit.
Do you think? So as far as like posthumous Stanley cameos, is it that or is it Spider-Verse? Like which one it like gets you?
That one.
That in the game?
Yeah.
You know what? I think the movie, the Spider-Verse one, got me more. I don't remember if I saw the Stanley clip prior to that. I think honestly, was Stanley still alive when that game came out?
He was,
but I played it when he passed.
Yes.
But obviously, Spider-Verse came out after Stanley passed. Obviously, he recorded it when he was alive, but like I didn't expect that more than expecting it in the video game, which is weird to say because like Stanley in a movie, I expect that, but like I didn't expect him then and there.
Sure.
And like just how he said it. Like, in the game, it was just like, you kids were always my favorite. Like, that's good. In Spider-Verse, it's always like, the costume will fit eventually. Like, that, and that just fits into the whole movie. Yeah. Fuck. I think I know what we're going to talk about next episode.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
Top Stanley cameos?
Well, maybe. Top 10. But the bigger graphic novel I gave you, Tommy, was...
The Amazing Spider-Man, The Clone Conspiracy, written by Dan Slott.
It's a Dan Slott joint.
Yeah. I'm going to break this down in the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Okay. Preface-wise, though, came out, I believe, definitely after Spider Island, I believe after Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Before Spider-Geddon.
And before Hunted.
Yes, because Hunted was like the relaunch, wasn't it?
Right, yeah, because he's also the... He's still in charge of Parker Industries.
Right, yes. So, I guess just a little timeline to it. Peter Parker's back in his body.
Yep.
Excuse me. And there's a gentleman with an Anubis mask who's calling himself the Jackal.
Yes.
And he's talking about being able to perfect clones. And I know, Tom, what do you hate more, speedsters or clones? Specifically Spider-Man clones.
All right, well... Oh my god. There's so much hate.
I know, giving this to you again because my
you know what, you could also ask
is...
me who, or you could ask me who I also hate: speedsters, clones, or shapeshifters.
Not a fan of shapeshifters.
Oh man,
shapeshifters is almost like an easy.
After
way
what
out.
the Skrulls did with X-Men, yeah, no.
That's fair.
I have to say speedsters because they could just fuck with the
good. Okay, so this was the less hated.
Yes.
Concept.
So the ugly...
So Clone Conspiracy.
Yes, I'm going to start with the ugly.
Okay.
Which was the side story of Silk. Like, I did not like the drawing where she goes to, like... She goes to San Francisco to help Jameson.
Yes, okay.
And
I know
just
what you're talking about.
She's there with her boyfriend, Hector, who's... Spectro or some shit.
When I was reading this, again, because I am very removed from the comic book continuity, I don't know who a lot of these characters are. It reminded me, or not reminded me, but when I read the wrong edition of Batman murder, Bruce Wayne murderer. I'm like, who the fuck are all these people? Like, I understand Batman, Nightwing, Robin, etc., etc., etc. But then when you start bringing in like their sub characters and their ancillary,
like when
like,
they brought
in, fuck are these people?
Yeah, like Jameson hugs Silk, and I'm like,
because like I think like Silk worked for Jameson or something like that.
At Finding the Facts.
Get over there.
So
anyway,
I was just kind of like, man, I hate the story. But like Maddie came back. She was Spider-Woman. Yep.
Wasn't she like a adopted daughter of Jameson or something like that?
Yeah.
She's got spider powers.
Yes.
And died.
Yeah, and her father's being controlled by some.
Again, a lot of it's. But I mean,
bullshit.
The quickest.
I didn't like. I didn't like. It was a very ugly story.
Okay. The quickest plot synopsis for Clone Conspiracy is that the Jackal's back.
Yes.
Or a Jackal is back.
Yes.
And they have perfected clone technology. So a lot of dead Spider-Man
perfected
again
because they have to take medication. Right. Otherwise, their body will
deteriorates,
and they
like
get
all good clones do.
And they get infected with the carry-on virus.
Right. Which again, and is another sub story of the whole Miles Warren bullshit.
Right. Fuck Miles Warren.
Dude, I was watching a video on Life Story and they're talking about Miles Warren. I'm like, God damn, Miles Warren is just like this thorn in Peter Parker's side. Every continuity, it's just always like, oh, Miles Warren, get rid of some clone bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, so these basically, someone is cloning all these dead Spider-Man characters to just kind of fuck with Peter Parker. Really, not purposely.
Because he's actually having a good life right now.
Yeah, he's riding high. Yeah.
I mean, granted, he's not with the love of his life, MJ, at this point, I don't think.
Yeah, because I think this is definitely post Brand New Day. So, yeah, more clone bullshit.
Yeah.
But when you're done with your recap.
Yeah. The bad was the Prowler shit. I did not like the Prowler stuff.
I wasn't a fan of Prowler.
I didn't need that. Yeah. I didn't need that at the end.
I get the Prowler died, and they need to bring him back. And
sure.
Like, oh my god. Like, is the Prowler like...
I don't know.
Is like the Nightwing of Spider-Man, just to be like, here's another character.
You're giving him way too much credit. I'm not talking about like Dick Grayson.
I'm just calling like the persona of Nightwing of being like another Spider-Man-y character.
Yeah, no. My introduction to Prowler was oh my god.
Well, to me, it was the animated series.
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna say the animated series. So yeah, the bad was that. I did enjoy where you see Miles Warren just bringing... Okay, spoiler alert.
Okay,
Ben Reilly was the Jackal.
That's like the whole... That's like the crux of the Clone Conspiracy.
Right. And when Miles Warren just brings him back over and over just to kill him...
That's really fucked up,
It really is. And then,
did you read Spider-Geddon? Because I was going to give you Spider-Geddon.
I want to say I did.
I mean, do you remember any of that with Ben Reilly? Because
maybe I didn't.
All right, so
maybe
then
I didn't.
That might be the
next.
3.
I did enjoy.
They talk about that.
Yeah,
that Ben Reilly has lived basically in like a week span, lifetimes.
Yeah,
because
he remembers everything, including his deaths.
Yes, exactly.
Up to that point.
Yes, obviously this relaunched Scarlet Spider, and Ben Reilly was a motherfucking vigilante.
Yeah, I did
when he came back.
I did like the where Otto was trying to. The story where Otto came back.
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
So, this is post-Superior Spider-Man.
Yep.
Otto Octavius's psyche, or however you want to call
is
in a Otto Octavius clone.
Yes.
A big, fat
Otto
Octavius clone.
And it was put in there, like, he put his conscience in there, and then he put his conscience in the proto-clone, so
yes.
I don't know if he's shown up again.
No, that's how he becomes, I think it's like the superior...
Octopus?
Superior Octopus, yeah. And
Sounds
it's like,
right.
and that obviously again goes into Spider-Geddon, which is the next bigger thing. But
yeah,
basically, then Otto Octavius gets his own Peter Parker body.
Sure.
To run around in.
I'm gonna save the great for last. The main story...
Now we'll do it.
Very, very well written.
Okay, cool.
Of course, Gwen Stacy is involved.
Which I know you're a huge fan of.
So is George Stacy.
The two bigger, earlier non-Uncle Ben deaths in Spider-Man's life, yes.
They kill off Jameson's father.
Yeah,
in this.
I think because that was more recent. I
yeah,
guess,
because
and
May was kind of getting pissed at Peter because he's like, yo, no new you,
Right.
which is the name of,
New You, yeah.
Yeah, the industry. Kane is trying to stop because he realizes that the catalyst of the Carrion apocalypse is when Parker Industries becomes part of New You, and the reason he thinks Peter Parker does is because underneath the Jackal mask, it's Ben Reilly.
It's a Peter Parker face.
It's a Peter Parker clone,
Right,
and
yeah.
he gets pissed when he turns to dust. King gets pissed. He's like, "Oh, because it's Ben Reilly, you don't want to make sure that he's actually gone."
It was the same kind of hook with Spider Island.
Yeah.
When it was like, "Oh, Peter Parker is gonna save the day," but actually it's Kane, and he's clean now with his the virus. Oh my god, man! I love Spider-Man so much, and this shit is like so stupid.
Clones are rough.
But I love it because it's so like, yeah, okay, fuck. You want to get Peter Parker in a funny situation? It was a clone.
So you see, the medicine and what happens if they don't take the medicine. Yes. Rhino is like the muscle.
Rhino
Electro
is the best part.
I was just gonna say
okay.
that was the great.
Continue. I'm sorry. We'll come back to that.
Female Elektra, how they introduced her.
I don't really understand that.
Neither did I.
I guess they were just like, Electro's a girl now. Like that was really it. Like they just.
And I think Peter even said something. I was like, oh wait, you're a girl now, Electro?
That was one of the hiccups I had when I read it originally. Was like, was there a female Electro?
Yeah, I don't know.
They brought her back to life. I don't really understand.
I don't really know.
But hey, whatever.
She was big in the Prowler story because she killed him.
Right.
But the great was the Rhino bit.
Yes.
Where he's him and Spider-Man are fighting because Rhino's on a rampage because his wife turned to dust.
Right. But I mean, prior
was
to that,
Rhino a clone or was that?
No, Rhino was alive.
That was the genuine
the whole
Rhino.
thing with Rhino in the sense,
and I like how he's in a black suit now, so it's like he's like a black horned Rhino now.
The whole thing with Rhino is that it's almost like a Kraven's Last Hunt thing where they're like, oh, here's this big guy in a Rhino suit, but Kraven's Last Hunt developed more upon Kraven. So, like, Rhino's whole thing is, like, he can't get out of the fucking suit, man. He's a henchman who's,
he
like,
was
stuck
out of
in
the
this
suit when his wife originally died.
Right. But...
And Parker convinces him to put it back on to save her.
Exactly. So, like, there's a part of him where he's a dumb character. In the sense that
he wants to be a family man.
He wants to be a fucking retire and step away from this stuff.
And, like,
But he's stuck in the suit. His wife dies.
Yeah.
Someone gives him the opportunity to be like, hey, guess what? I can bring your wife back to life.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, hell yeah, I'm down with that. So, and his whole arc...
And then when they bring it, like, when Peter talks him down and they bring him to, like, office and he's just like, and Parker's like, I will be there to check on you. And he's just like, and I'm going to check on you when you come. And I was like, I love their relationship.
Yeah.
I really do.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Because it's like,
Rhino's been through some shit.
He's a dumb henchman.
Exactly, yeah.
And
he just wants a good life.
He's like the Hulk. He wants to be left alone.
Exactly.
But he gets sucked into these issues.
Because all he knows is crime.
Exactly.
Yes.
Unfortunately, because I think... Was he a member, like a henchman in the Russian mob or some shit like that? Because of his name.
Who wasn't?
Yeah, I know his name is like Alesky.
Yeah, some.
So,
blah, blah, blah.
So it's like, so all he knows is crime.
Yes.
All in all, I will. Okay.
Wait, before you wrap it up.
Okay.
You didn't watch Ends of the Earth, right? Read Ends of the Earth.
Ends of the Earth.
No, I don't think you did.
No.
Okay. I talked about it.
I want to read the Gauntlet. That's my next.
The Gauntlet is tough to find.
I know.
There's no collected edition. It's all like little side volumes.
Well, now that
comic book stores
are open, I think we're gonna take a ride soon.
Yeah. Okay. But Rhino's got a good arc in that whole thing. Okay. The Lizard though. I feel like the Lizard had a good arc because
he just wants his family back.
Right, because he, spoiler alert, prior to this, killed his kid.
Now, in Hunted, is that the clone still?
No, wait. No, the Lizard isn't a clone.
No. It's his
family.
Wife?
Yes, his family are clones.
Okay,
but they're like half clone, half lizard.
So that's why they don't deteriorate.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think the Lizard's arc is tragic also because his family, they took him away from him. Especially his son because he killed him.
And how Jackal was like holding bringing Jameson's father back,
right?
Like over his head and such. And I was just like, "Oh fuck you, Ben."
That's why, Tom. We had a conversation off air, side conversation as far as if Spider-Man could break bad, and I feel like the Peter Parker Spider-Man has not yet. We've seen Ben Reilly, obviously, with this whole continuity. Otto Octavius could have that possibility, the superior Spider-Man. But their out is that, oh no, Peter Parker's a clone, and and the clone is the one that's like, no, I don't want anybody to die, so I'm just going to make them live forever. Or Otto Octavius is like, you know what, I'm logical, and I'm the better Peter Parker. I could do better than Peter Parker. But the one thing that Peter Parker has is his love for his cast around him, Aunt May, Mary Jane, fucking Flash Thompson.
And if something happened, and I honestly think if he is manipulated, say by Mysterio, to accidentally kill, because that's the only way that would happen.
Which would happen to Old Man Logan.
And, yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's such a good story. Oh, Old Man Logan's such a good story. If he's manipulated to kill, say, Mary Jane by accident, or Aunt May, well, Aunt May should have been dead a long ass time ago.
That's the one thing.
This woman should have been 6 feet under 800 years ago.
I was watching that video on Life Story. Like, that's the one thing, man. Like, I get how Peter Parker is, but he's loyal to his family to a fault. Yeah. Like, Aunt May raised him as a child.
I know.
If that puts his future at a detriment, he's going to do that because he's going to be good to.
But no, I honestly think if he's pushed to that point, he could break bad. I really do, because he'll just put New York on fucking lockdown. Kind of like how Otto had those spiders, the spiders all over. But I think he could.
Otto Octavius.
So so then the way they defeat everything is Jackal, Ben Reilly, asshole, puts a signal out and starts killing all the clones.
Right.
Peter and I love the character. What's her name? Oh, God, what's her name?
Remember.
The midget.
Oh, Anna Marie?
Anna Marie. I love that character.
Right.
I loved her in Superior, and I love the fact that, she still wants to be friends with Peter. Even after,
Right, because she was manipulated with Otto.
Right. And that's the other thing. Oh, my God, when Otto's just Otto just wants, to be loved by her. See? And she's like, yo, piss off. I don't like you.
Because
you're an asshole.
Yeah.
You tubby cunt. Sorry, drinking. You can edit that out.
No, I won't.
I meant to say tubby fuck.
But basically, just...
But,
yeah.
And it was just kind of and it's just man, you screwed up, Otto. But I really like that character.
You didn't get a second chance.
Right, so...
Which is
good.
Real life, yeah.
So, I do enjoy the fact that he, they come up with this way.
And all the good clones, too. Like, Captain Stacy, they're oh, this isn't right.
Eventually.
I'm going to... Well, eventually. Yes. Once they're whoa, this is some great utopia, which I think is even called.
Haven,
thank you.
No, Utopia was X-Men.
Utopia was X-Men, yes. This is great. I like this, reliving it with all my loved ones. But they realize that it's not normal. It's not... the right thing, and then they come to understand that.
Yeah, Gwen Stacy pulls a pumpkin bomb.
Yes.
And just blows her and Green Goblin and Hobgoblin and a bunch of goblins up.
Again, all the goblins that have passed. Ned Leeds is in the mix. Yeah.
So and then they use the webware, which is pretty much Apple iPhone watches.
Which again, I think is something Octavius set up. Right, I believe?
I think, but he did keep it going because...
Right. Well, yeah.
And I think that might have been the downfall of Parker Industries.
I think so, too. I don't remember. Again, I'm removed from the actual comic continuity.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that was one of the downfalls of Parker Industries. Right. So they just kind of, they use a frequency to be able to... reverse what Jackal was doing to the clones. Unfortunately, not all the clones survived.
Not all the clones survived. Again, the biggest thing that comes out of this is that Ben Reilly's back.
Yeah.
For a time being. And Otto Octavius gains control over the proto-clone, like we were talking about.
Yep.
Basically, this Peter Parker, not Peter Parker clone.
The perfect clone.
The perfect clone.
It's supposed to be the perfect
clone. He basically gets
which
his
was
own
supposed
life.
to be for the Jackals.
Right, yes.
The Jackal was...
The Jackal / Ben Reilly.
So, pretty cool.
It's really like a lot of... I think when they announced this, everyone was just like, oh god, more fucking clone shit, here we go. But all it did was brought Ben Reilly back, because you can't bring Ben Reilly back and not talk about clones. Come on. And got Otto a new body.
Yeah.
Like, that was really the two big things I pulled away from this.
Honestly, and I know you love the Ben Reilly, like...
I'm a big fan of Ben Reilly.
I know you like the hoodie and... Yep. You know. But I like his suit when he was running around as Spider-Man. Minus the web shooters being on the outside.
I like that too. Yeah, it was outside web shooters. Yeah,
Not cool.
I like that Spider-Man look. Yeah. I wouldn't be offended if it wasn't in a new Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
I would dig that.
I mean,
I probably wouldn't wear it. I'd stick with the game one.
I gotta say the Superior Spider-Man costume is so...
Superior's really good. Dude, I don't know, man. If they really just, like, open the floodgates, like the PS4 game did a ton of costumes. But if they had, like, straight up Superior... Yeah, they could. They're not gonna...
No, saving it for the PS5.
Yeah, exactly. If they did, like, a Superior and, like, they obviously did the Scarlet Spider, but if they did, like, the Sensational Spider-Man, which I guess is really what it's called...
Yeah.
I would dig that.
So, I would say... Velocity...
You hated.
Out of 5 stars, I'll give it 2.5.
2.5. Wow, that's more than I thought you would give.
Clone Conspiracy, 4.25.
4.25 stars. Yeah. All right, cool, great. So anyway, what I got to.
Man. Yo, Nation, wait. This is gonna be another hour. This is gonna be like a 3-hour episode.
No, I'll try to wrap this up as quick as I can.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
You got me talking about X-Men right now?
So Tommy gave me 2 X-Men books, straight out of the 90s. Late 80s, early 90s?
We'll just say
yes. All right. So the first one I read, thankfully, was The New Mutants, The Demon Bear Saga, which is going to be adapted into the never-coming-out movie of The New Mutants. So, Tom...
That art is rough.
This art is some fucking, like...
But it is written by the great...
Both are really kind of like headed by Chris Claremont.
Yeah.
Chris Claremont, I believe, created the New Mutants?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was writing some of the X-Men books at the time.
The main
one. Yeah. Okay. So I spoke to you off air. I needed a quick timeline of what's going on in X-Men. So obviously the X-Men created in the 60s as almost a parallel to the racist agenda against minorities. They created basically a new subspecies of humans with powers that look just like us. Oh my god! So people hate like that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
A tale as old as time, unfortunately.
Perfect for right now.
The core team.
The original 5. They're called
the original 5. So in continuity wise. The Demon Bear Saga comes out before Mutant Massacre, which was the other book he gave me.
Yeah.
So, continuity-wise, the original 5 have moved on from Xavier's Institute to do other things. We'll talk about that later.
Mm-hmm.
The new team, which I believe is co-led by Storm and Wolverine, or really
Storm and... Well...
I mean, I haven't seen Havoc in any of these books.
Okay, so. I'm thinking of Inferno.
They're when the giant-sized X-Men came out. Yeah. Wasn't that the introduction?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say Storm and Wolverine.
Okay, so we're going to say Storm and Wolverine are the
Wolverine
never X-Men
even
leaders.
Though Wolverine never wants to be fucking leader.
Didn't seem like it.
He never... even Wolverine and the X-Men, he never wants to be leader.
So, so they introduced those new mutants.
Yes.
No pun intended. Those new characters in the X-Men universe.
Mm-hmm.
They also introduce the New Mutants.
Yep.
Which are the
undergrad
students of the Xavier Institute.
Yes.
And I'm assuming they just introduced them for this book. Not this book, I'm sorry, this title.
Yes.
Okay, so you have characters like Cannonball.
Sunspot.
Mm-hmm. I'm only gonna say those two characters because I think
Danny
those are the
Moonstar,
two. Right, but those are the
Wolfsbane.
two. Those are the two most well known. But then you have Wolfsbane.
Wolfsbane.
You have Mirage, who is Danny Moonstar.
Mm-hmm.
You have Ileana, who is Magic.
And then
who
gets
is Colossus's daughter,
sister,
sister,
who gets
sister.
de-aged at
Right,
one point.
yeah, because she died in his continuity, but was actually in limbo. She's got magic powers, which are very interesting.
Yes,
Don't get me wrong.
and she has been trained by Doctor Strange.
Okay.
And they're saying that she
Might be in the whole.
She could be one of the first mutants they introduce.
Okay.
He's
But
training
they
her.
have Magma.
Magma, yeah, she has the power of a volcano.
See, that's funny because I thought they introduced her. They introduced her in X-Men Legends, right?
Yeah.
I
As
thought
like
that was an original character.
no,
Okay.
Amara has been.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I like the character Cannonball. I'm just gonna put that out there
Cannonball's
right now.
alright. Cannonball is definitely the Cyclops of
Dude,
this team.
Cannonball took out the character Gladiator, right?
Yes.
He took Gladiator out with one punch.
Okay.
Because Gladiator's whole
God, this fucking arc. Oh,
Gladiator's whole thing is
He's just strong.
He has to
Like,
believe in himself. He's Superman. He has to believe in himself.
Yes.
Cannibal made him doubt himself and just punched him
Gotcha.
like into the air.
Okay.
And I was like, that's amazing.
God,
And the cool thing about Cannonball is
look at that.
he can focus his powers to just a fist.
Okay.
Cannonball.
Obviously, the Guthrie family. I'm a big fan
The
of.
Gun
Because
threes.
I'm
Gun
a more
three.
Gun three, whatever.
Gun-
I'm a more Generation X man
Yes.
than New Mutants. If
Okay.
we're talking about new class of
Husk.
mutants, Husk. I like that there was this one what if of their younger brother. So
Okay.
Sam
Icarus.
and I don't think he was. I don't think he had a
Did
power
he have
at the
red
time.
wings?
I don't think he had a power at the time.
Okay.
I think they just introduced
he's
him
dead.
because it was like a
Spoiler.
The what if was a the younger brother. It was like an Iron Giant situation, which you never saw. You never saw
No.
Iron Giant. Oh
No.
my god,
I don't want to cry.
that is a good movie. But it was basically he befriended.
He finds a sentinel. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard
It's
that.
so
Yeah.
good. But yes,
And then of course
I'm a more generation.
you got
X man.
Sunspot.
Sunspot. Yeah. Well, I just said who's in it. That's really
Yeah.
it. But so the Demon Bear Saga, which is this trade paperback, it actually kind of puts in two storylines of
Yes.
the New Mutants. The first one is the Demon Bear Saga, which we talked about is probably going to get adapted into the movie
If it ever
that's never
comes
coming
out.
out. But it talks about it delves into Danny Moonstar's storyline, her origin of her family, and there's this this bear spirit that's trying to kill their loved ones, her family, etc.
That's not the only time the Demon Bear has shown up. He
that's
he
pretty
does show
cool.
up again, fucking with James Proudstar.
I mean, I'll tell you this much: like the bear stuff is pretty cool because it's supposed to be mystical. It's supposed to be kind of like just like not real.
Right.
And seeing a giant bear with giant claws and red blood eyes and like that's exciting to me. The art is garbage. Sorry, but I don't like it.
It's okay.
And I think
art and
really,
Velocity was garbage.
Really, what the thing is because of the whole psychic nature of really everything that's going on. I think magic really shows strongly in this arc because she talks about how she's gaining her her psionic armor.
Yeah, like when the Demon Bear first slashes at her, she's like,
"Oh, now I have armor."
How the hell did that happen? Right?
And what honestly, this whole Chris Claremont writing is a whole lot of like
it's wordy.
It's very wordy. It's a lot of stuff that nowadays would just be a thought bubble or would just be not even mentioned at all. But it's a lot of like, oh man, my arm gained armor. That is the weirdest thing I've seen. It reminded me of the one time I gained, like, it's a
Hold
lot
on, let me pull this sword out of me now.
Yeah. Where did the sword come from? Perhaps the sword is attached to my psionic ability. Like, it's
soul,
very
because
wordy.
it's called the Soul Sword.
Oh my god.
Just telling you what it's called, my man.
That's what I gained. Look at this fucking art.
I know. The art's not great.
Exactly.
You know what?
that?
It's still better than Jay Lee. Not to be confused with Jim Lee.
I'd have to look at Jay Lee. Look at this.
Jay Lee did all the X Factor stuff.
I'll turn those if I ever did say so myself.
Jay Lee did all the art in the X Factor of Executioner song.
Oh, you did show me that.
Ugh,
That's not good.
Woof.
So that's half the book. Basically, the team survives. Danny Moonstar is kind of beat up because this is kind of like really her storyline, but Magic is the star of the show. The second half talks about the introduction of Warlock, which is basically just this like alien being.
Doug Ramsey's there, right?
Yes, Doug Ramsey. So they introduced Doug Ramsey in this, not introduced, sorry, but introduced to me. They talk about Doug Ramsey, his psychic, his power.
He can understand any language.
Which, to be honest, like...
Which is actually not a bad power.
It's not a bad power, but like in a team of like psychics and guys who have claws and guys who control weather, like, yeah, you need like these like sub-powers. You need these like ancillary powers.
So... Because I'm not going to give you another Claremont book, because...
Please don't.
Fall of the Mutants. One of the sub stories is Doug Ramsey gets shot and he gets killed.
Okay.
He comes back and then they bring him. He's back and he's like connected with Warlock. Like he's called Douglock.
Douglock, yes, I've read about.
So they, Wolverine's X-Force, which is Wolverine X-23, all like trackers. They go to the future to do something.
This is a newer story.
This is
Fall of the Mutants was...
Fall of the Mutants, right. Doug Ramsey gets killed.
Okay.
But then you see, like... Fall of the Mutants, you see him get killed. And then in Extinction Agenda, Warlock gets killed. Okay. And they cremate him, and they pour his ashes onto Doug Ramsey's grave, and then you see things start happening. Because Warlock and Doug Ramsey are buddies.
Yeah, no, I know they are, but like, why would you do that?
Just
normally.
Well, Boom Boom did it.
Oh, Boom Boom.
She's not too
Classic.
smart.
Boom Boom.
And so, but this is before he becomes Douglock, and Wolverine's just like, why are we taking Ramsey? And Mirage is like, well, you need him to communicate with, Master Mold in the future. Right. And he goes, yeah. You forget about his one weakness, bullets.
Yeah, he's
holy crap, Wolverine!
He's just a dude that like
can understand languages. But like the fact that Wolverine had no chill button, and he was just like, "Yeah, you forget about his one weakness."
That's what Wolverine
bullets.
is, man.
And I loved it.
That's why Wolverine is.
And then Danny Moonstar tried to get up in Wolverine's face. And then X-23 stepped between them and goes like, You're gonna fuck with him? You gotta go through him.
This is obviously a newer thing.
This was Messiah Complex.
Oh, okay.
Which,
gotcha.
So good.
Alright, so anyway.
Made me cry.
So Warlock is introduced into this.
Yep.
It's like a whole, like, the girls are having a fucking slumber
party. And then, like, power starts going out.
Hey, this is great. And then Warlock shows up. Warlock is not a mutant. He's an alien. I understand.
He's part of the Phalanx.
Okay, so he's part of the... So there you go. Back in the Generation X. Part of the Phalanx. There's this techno-organic species,
He's
I'd imagine.
the son of the Magus.
Magus? Yes.
Yep.
Because that shows up in this. So thank God I read this secondly. Holding up Mutant Massacre. Yes, it does.
It's been years,
It's actually pretty good that I looked at... I skimmed this before I did this. So they basically just introduced Warlock. I feel like Warlock had an animated series episode or two, right? Okay.
Yes,
he's this like
he was a backpack of beast.
Right. He's just this very fluid character who can transform into electronics, and that's pretty much it. He's basically been accepted by the New Mutants. So Tom, I just want to talk about the New Mutants. So they're at Xavier's complex. Go ahead. They're at Xavier's complex. Because they're students. It's all good. The X-Men team is there because they're X-Men. Xavier gets shot or something? Or I feel like Xavier gets shot every 10 years.
That was Rachel remembering...
So it was like this weird tiny
This is after...
For every Spider-Man clone series, there's a time travel bullshit
X-Men.
series for X-Men. So.
This was... after Days of Future Past.
Okay.
So Rachel kind of connected to her future self.
Okay.
Which she was in the future of Days of Future Past.
She was part of Excalibur also.
Excalibur is such a good team. I never really got into Excalibur too much, which I kind of kicked myself in the ass because I just love England.
Okay.
But she in the future, she's married to Franklin Richards.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, you want to talk about two mega powers?
Right.
Because she also she can tap into the Phoenix Force. Rachel Summers has one of the biggest tragedies, like, in X-Men history.
Is the daughter of
a future,
Scott Summer
possible future of Jean and Scott Summers.
So specifically Jean and Scott.
Because she could tap into the Phoenix Force.
Bullshit. Okay, that's a good point. Yeah.
Alternate reality time travel bullshit. Actually, no, I'm sorry. For every clone, there's alternate reality, not time travel.
Right. That's fair. To wrap it up, New Mutants. This thing was okay.
Yeah.
It was a good introduction to the New Mutants.
But now you know what you're going to be expecting if the movie ever comes out.
That is very true.
Which it
won't. I expect better. Then you also gave me X-Men Mutant Massacre.
Yes.
And I've got to piss so goddamn bad, so I'm going to try to get through this pretty good.
Why don't you pause?
No. Mutant Massacre, so a little bit of backstory. Tommy, we're dealing with the... What would you call this? The new X-Men team? The Storm, Colossus, Kitty Pryde, Wolverine.
Yep.
That team.
Nightcrawler.
Yes. That team. What would you call that? The giant-sized X-Men?
Yeah, essentially, yeah, okay. I'd say.
So not Cyclops, Jean.
Right.
No. Angel, etc., etc.
Correct.
Okay, so you're dealing with them. Also, Magneto is the headmaster.
He's the headmaster.
So what happened with Xavier?
I think he's dead, but he's
but
he's with Shi'ar. He's with the Shi'ar, which he does end up having a kid with Laurandra.
Right.
So yeah, that's
all right. Wonderful.
There
you go. So what I like about this graphic novel is that it does a couple things that I love when it comes to, I guess, the comic book collections. Is that it brings in other characters from the Marvel continuity or the company continuity. So in this case, it brings in In this case, it brings in Thor.
Yep.
Because what was Thor doing at the time? Who the fuck knows?
Was he Frog Thor?
No, he wasn't.
Or he told a story.
This was
He told the story of Frog Thor. Right. That's right, Bonnie. Loki turned Thor into a frog. Huh?
Yeah, you just said words that she did not understand.
Oh, like not the dog.
Yes.
Not Loki the dog.
No, not my dog.
The god of mischief.
Gotcha.
Obviously, it brings the X books together, which to me makes a lot of sense.
I'm dying.
But the way that the issues are presented is that, so you have Thor's storyline going on, you have the X-Men storyline going on, you have X-Force?
And this
did
is
I say
actually...
that right? Wait, did I say that right?
X-Factor.
X-Factor's storyline going on. And all their stories can be told independently.
Yes.
However, if you read all of them, you get... A lot of the mystery is revealed because they talk about an explosion that happened.
And
how
this
did
is Donald
explosion
Blake
happening?
Thor too, where he's and he hits the cane and pretty cool.
So there's a lot to unpack. But I thought as a collected edition it was fantastic because it gives you storyline A, the start of it, all the way to the end. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's an X-Men book. I'm sure the storyline continues. It does, which I'll get into. But this talks about a group of mutants going and basically hunting the Morlocks. The Morlocks are a subterranean group of mutants who basically decide, you know what, fuck Earth. We just want to live underground and
They got the right idea.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
Yeah, I would love to
especially
do that
with the way the world is right now.
Yeah.
The Morlocks, mwah.
Yes.
Perfect idea.
And you definitely hit a lot of the subtext of what goes on with the X-Men books because you're quickly introduced or reintroduced to Factor. Thank you.
The original. Just say the original 5. Just say the original 5.
I'm not going to say that because they're called the X-Factor. They're also called the X-Factor, and they're also called the Exterminators, which are like something else you have to understand.
Well, they're the Exterminators when they're wearing the jumpsuits.
Right, and then you're also introduced to Freedom Force.
Freedom Force was Mystique.
Basically the Brotherhood.
Yes.
But
they work for the government.
They work for the government because they're
First time Mystique works for the government.
So
second time is X-Factor in the 90s, 2000s.
I think we're getting a little ahead. But you're quickly introduced to, man, oh man, how much humans hate mutants. But hey, they look just like us, so I don't know what to do. man, like what a time to be alive, right? I'm glad everything is better nowadays. So you have the Brotherhood of Mutants, who were bad guys. Yes, Freedom Force, because the government basically sponsored them to be bounty hunters, to hunt their own kind. And then you have the original 5 trying to make peace because, hey, guess what? They look normal. And by normal, I mean they look not like straight up mutants. They're humans. They're
normal.
white people.
Meanwhile, you got Cyclops who walks around with big red sunglasses.
They all wear sunglasses. That was something I noticed. Angel has a backpack to hide his wings. Like nobody knows that they're mutants, and they're like, yeah, go get them. Like go stop those mutants. Yeah. Go stop those muties. And they're like, man, fuck. Like we're working. I don't want to say for the bad guys. They're working against their own kind to try to help their own.
But when they bring their own kind in.
Yes,
they bring them to a facility to be like, yo, you're safe here
because they're
we're the original. Yeah, essentially.
I didn't watch that.
Never such a nice
no,
neither have I.
He just agreed to you.
No. I know the basic premise of that movie. Fair. I get very upset midway through and I turn it off.
It's a tough movie.
A movie about I don't know his first name. Schindler was a Nazi. It's a true story, and he did his best to save as many Jews as he could.
Yes. Okay, so there you go.
I get very upset when he's walking through the plane and he thinks it's snow. I bounce, and he sees the girl in the red coat. Yeah, it's when I turn it off.
It's a matter of working with the system
I have a soul.
To help your own kind, to help the greater good.
Right.
And by the greater good, obviously we mean everybody loving and helping each other. We've talked about this!
Don't they bring in, like, Boom Boom, and she's like, oh, you're the exterminators, and you're gonna...
Well, that's not in this, but they
do.
They talk about... So the original 5 are X-Factor. God damn it.
And
X-Factor.
/
and
exterminators.
Also the exterminators,
right.
And that's them in their costumes.
Exactly.
The costumed mutants, so Angel's got his wings out, Cyclops has got his visor.
Well, no, X-Factor is them in their costumes. Exterminators is when they're wearing... No, Exterminators is...
No, you just repeated yourself.
Exterminators is when they're wearing the jumpsuits.
They're costumes. Like, by costumes, I mean the X-Men costumes.
No. X-Factor.
I will show you this!
X-Factor... Oh, wait. You might be right. Because then they probably... Then they go and they're like, yo, we're just straight up X-Factor.
Yes.
Because I think X-Factor ends up working for the government.
When they are doing their superhero shit, they are called exterminators. When they're doing their government shit, they are...
No, I think you're wrong.
I have it right here. I can cite it to you right now.
I think when they're doing their government shit, they're exterminators.
Look, it's X-Factor. Real mutant hunters. They're X-Factor. X-Factor's a government organization. Exterminators is who they are when they're in their superhero shit. That's them. Exterminators. You gave this to me.
I know, they might have fucked up.
They might have fucked up.
Anyway, so since we've been going really long on this episode, do you mind if I take the reins?
No.
All right.
I mean, yes, I do, because this is we're trading the backs.
I know, but you're not getting to getting to the points that I need you to get to, man.
All right, so then allow me to make the dots, and then you connect them. How about that? Is that fair? Man, is that fair to you?
There's so much connecting, dude. This episode is gonna be like 5 hours. This might be our longest episode.
So what's good about me reading the New Mutants Demon Bear Saga prior to this was that I already have an understanding who the New Mutants are, and they're not necessarily they're established where they are in the X-Men canon. So they're basically just the freshman X-Men. You have the original 5 who have moved on to do their own thing. You have the new team who is leading basically Xavier, quote-unquote, view
led
and
by
doing
Magneto.
Superhero shit. And then
Magneto, who is part of the Hellfire Club, I think.
He joins the Hellfire Club in
as
this
the
because...
the White King. The White King.
Sure.
Yes. No, because Sebastian Shaw is the Black King, and Black King is always the top guy. The top guy.
Is Black Tom Cassidy, was he ever part of the Hellfire Club?
You would think so, right?
Because he's just Black Tom Cassidy, yeah.
No, he always hung out with Juggernaut.
Oh, alright. But... So there's a lot of X-Men stuff going on here, and like we said, there's a lot of, for lack of a better phrase, racism going on. speciesism going on because you have your humans. They're scared. They don't know what's going on. Now you have mutants versus mutants. You have humans versus mutants.
Yes.
Like, and these guys look normal, so they must be humans, but they're actually mutants.
You also have racism within the mutant community.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
because
you have
the X-Men, they kind of look... Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And I believe this is also when Storm challenges Callisto.
No, I think this already happened because
she's the leader.
Right. She's already part of the
and
the
Callisto,
leader of the Morlocks.
And Callisto's like, you're not around to lead your people.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So Tommy, let me. I need just a quick history tidbit from you.
Okay.
Storm doesn't have her powers. She lost them or something like that. She doesn't. She can't get them. It's also Nightcrawler is afflicted. He can't teleport fully.
Well, that's because he gets fucked up.
Well, he does get fucked up.
He gets fucked up by Riptide. That's why.
Prior to that, though, he's already like. He was injured or something like that, so he doesn't have the focus to tell. It's not a matter of like
with Storm. I think Forge shot her with a power remover gun.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, good boyfriend. Fuck you, Forge.
So
I never liked Forge.
So Storm doesn't have the full scope of her powers.
Correct.
She's really a leader first and really only.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think she's a great leader. What helps is that
I think she's better than Cyclops, personally.
What helps is that she doesn't have her powers, so like she can't get in there. She has to. She's been hurt.
She has to delegate.
She's vulnerable, so she can't be like full force.
She wants to.
She wants to, yes.
Yep.
But she can't because she doesn't want to lose her family. She doesn't want to lose her friends. She doesn't want to lose her teammates.
So, you also get introduced to Artie, who can remove powers.
Yes, Artie is a Morlock.
Yes.
Or Leech. I'm sorry, Leech is a
Leech. Yes, Artie has the thought bubbles.
Yes. Who again? Generation X. I know about Leech and Artie. Artie.
Yep.
They are like kids.
I think they put a collar on him in Generation X.
Right. Leech was also introduced in X-Men Last Stand, FYI. But they look like mutants. A lot of the Morlocks look like.
Yeah. You have
lack of a better phrase, freaks.
Yeah, you have Mask who can like fuck with people's faces.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. You're introduced to a lot of people.
You really are.
Which I think.
This is the meat and potatoes of X-Men world.
Which I know the whole like no more mutants, like that whole thing, like really kind of was like, oh, now everybody's a mutant, now nobody's a mutant. Like,
yeah, they got rid of that
thing. You really are introduced to a lot of people.
So also when they are in the Morlock tunnels, this is also when Wolverine first gets whiff that Jean is still alive.
Yes, okay.
And then that actually goes to Fall of the Mutants when the X-Men are living in Australia and Storm... Oh, no. Inferno, when they're living in Australia.
Yeah, I think Inferno's the next big one.
And, like, Storm, like, beats the fuck out of Wolverine, goes, how long did you know? How long did you know that Jean was alive? And he explains, he goes, and you didn't tell me? He's like, I didn't even know. He's like, I thought my senses were messing with me. Like,
so from what I'm gathering from doing my independent research,
but then he's just like, but then Wolverine's just like, I know Jean's scent. I always know her scent.
For my independent research, Scott Summers and Jean Grey, one true pair, I guess, for a lot of people. At least what X-Men wants to give you in the 90s. They were the original part of the original team.
The original 5.
Jean Grey dies, gains the Phoenix Force.
Yep. Is found in a cocoon by the Fantastic Four.
Turns dark, kills herself, or gets killed, or something like that.
Doesn't really turn dark
Phoenix,
it's not
whatever.
really her.
Alright, but Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
Happens. She dies again.
Yep.
Madeline Pryor is introduced, the clone of Jean Grey.
See? Here we go, clones. Okay.
Right, so Scott's all into it.
Right.
Her. They get married. That's like the X-Men 50 or something like that.
Something like that. Yep.
Something like that. It's a big
have
thing.
a child named Nathan Summers.
Who becomes Cable.
He gets infected by the technovirus. Then Cyclops has to make the decision to send him to the future. Well, that was a big goddamn crow. Has to make the decision to send him to the future.
Sorry.
And the
Gotcha.
Mother Ascani is actually Rachel Summers.
Oh my God.
Who is like, yo, you gotta send him to the future to save him. So yes, sends him, and he grows up to be Cable.
Right. But that's not what we're all about.
No.
Madeline Pryor turns into the Goblin Queen. Turns out, oh my god, I'm a clone. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
Jean.
They have
Grey,
a massive fight.
Right. Jean Grey is revealed that she's alive or was in some sort of hibernation, so now she's back in the mix.
Well, that is Jean Grey in...
Oh, yeah. No, I know. I know there was a line where Magneto
because
was
Cyclops is kind of a deadbeat dad. He abandoned Madeline when he realized that Jean was still alive.
Deadbeat because, like, from Cyclops' perspective, it's almost like it was like a family versus duty thing.
He's a bad father.
And he went with duty. All right, hey, that's fine.
Which follows in family because Cable was a bad father as well.
All right. But that's what's going on with X
Factor. Just say X, the original 5.
X Factor.
Okay, so then, well, you forget about the big thing that happens with X Factor.
Also, Angel, Warren Worthington
the third gets impaled.
He has feelings for Jean because Scott's married and with a kid, so like he's free, but obviously Scott's torn.
Right.
But Warren has feelings.
Right. And then
Warren gets jumped by some of the Marauders. Who are the main antagonists of the Mutant Massacre. Yep. And eventually
is found by Thor.
He's found by Thor, sure. Loses the use of his wings.
Well, first
they eventually have to get amputated.
He falls into a deep depression to the point where he tried to kill himself several times.
Guess who picks up the pieces? Who shows up like as in nowhere, gaining his shit? Apocalypse.
Yep. Big A and all.
Turns him into Archangel.
Death first.
Or Death.
Turns him into Death first.
The Archangel of
Apocalypse. Then he takes the name Archangel because he feels like he's
that is something else I have to tip my hat to with this storyline is that it doesn't stick with, the beginning to the end. Like, they're also building for a bunch of shit because, like, we just mentioned Apocalypse shows up and he's just like, you're going to be my horseman. Like, he does that for 2 different people in at least this collected edition. He doesn't do that for Angel yet. He just does it for...
I think that comes in for all the mutants.
I
think it's
sure. I'll say sure. I don't know this for a fact. But that's... I really enjoy that because it sets the seeds up for the future. Obviously, Apocalypse was an entity in the X-Men comics prior to that, or else it'd be just really confusing. Who was not a entity in this was Sabretooth. I'm assuming Sabretooth's debut. No?
No.
Because, it looks like Sabretooth's running around with the Marauders, and then they just allude to the history between Wolverine and Sabretooth. Which is cool because it's like, oh my god,
this guy
with a shady history has history with this guy.
I think at this point the fans thought Sabretooth and Wolverine were father and son.
Oh, yeah, I could see that because they don't talk about it. They just are like fighting and they're like, oh, like I've tasted your blood before, like like something like that, which is not a good Sabretooth.
And the fucked up thing about Sabretooth, he always attacks Wolverine mainly on Wolverine's birthday.
Oh, well,
which is fucked up. To do to someone.
As long as he remembers it, I guess.
Let's just talk about the art real quick. The X-Men books are drawn by, I believe, the great John Bryan. Who is just so good. If you go to the front cover, I think it gives the list.
X-Men, Rick Leonardi.
Oh, I'm wrong. Okay.
It looks like it kind of bounces. So
yeah,
but I'll tell you this much: Sal Buscema, who I did not like doing his Spectacular Spider-Man run, drew the Thor books, and all right, I liked it.
So then eventually Power Pack is involved.
Fuck Power Pack, man! Like someone had the idea to be like, I want to make a Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Well, that was Franklin Richards.
In a comic. They put Franklin Richards in it. Like
Franklin Richards was one of the head people of Power Pack.
Doing some independent research.
I'm waiting for that to come back with Empire.
Doing some independent research on this stuff. Power Pack was just basically like, okay, we got the New Mutants and all, but let's make them kids. And they're not mutants. They just have powers.
Franklin is a mutant.
Franklin is a mutant. Yes, I'm sorry, but then they throw Franklin Richards in the mix, and Power Pack is just a bunch of kids like. Man, oh man, with powers, but it's just like, oh yeah, let's go beat up Sabretooth. Oh, and then hey Wolverine, what's going on?
And then you have
we got this going on.
And then you got
Artie, like, ugh.
And then you got the fight that happens at the mansion where Sabretooth, I believe, goes after Psylocke.
Yes. So
man. Years later, ooh, that shit gets grisly.
I would have to say that the biggest thing to come out of this book is obviously,
Archangel?
well, yeah, Warren, the Angel basically getting his wings getting clipped.
Yeah.
You have Psylocke joining the mix, and this isn't Psylocke as you know them now,
This
Nation.
is Psylocke
it is
in
early
the
Psylocke,
British.
Betsy Braddock.
She's British.
OG
She's in her British
Psylocke.
body.
Yes.
Not the Asian body of Quantum.
The introduction or reintroduction of Sabretooth it being a mix, and obviously the murder of the Morlocks, which is a huge hit to the mutant community
Yes.
at the time, and only gets resolved really until, I would say, the past decade, because it turns out, spoiler alert, Dark Beast, coming out of Age of Apocalypse, went back in time, created the Morlocks, but because Mr. Sinister... I'm right? Okay, Mr. Sinister created the Morlock. Mr. Sinister taught Dark Beast, so then he saw the Morlocks. Then he's just like, "Oh, I did this somehow."
Yeah.
So then he kills him. That was a throwaway line
And the
too with
Marauders,
Sabretooth.
and the Marauders are clones of clones of clones of clones.
Okay, sure.
Also, the thing that came out of this was Marrow, who was a character they introduced in the late 90s, early 2000s, where she's a character who has bones. Yeah. She's just like, someone came and, saved me and took me out of harm's way of the Mutant Massacre. And that shadowy figure that she can't remember is Gambit.
Yes.
But the thing is, Gambit is the one that leads the Marauders to the Morlocks. And then in Uncanny X-Men, written by Joe Midoriya, is the trial of Gambit.
Drew Midoriya?
Yes. Drew by Joe Midoriya. Is the trial... Is the trial of Gambit,
yes.
And that's when him and Rogue just became a couple, and she's just like, "Yo, fuck off."
So, so Gambit obviously has a lot of history. He has a shady history, like mid-90s. Yes, he was a shady guy.
Oh yeah,
big fan favorite in the 90s. There was actually a line where someone said something. They said the word Gambit, which again is a code name for Remy LeBeau. But I don't think he was introduced this time.
No, he wasn't.
Okay, so they retconned him into the Mutant Massacre, which obviously was a big thing. And I got really confused because I'm like, no, Gambit wasn't involved at the time, but that's
and
just
you
my
see
own thing.
Colossus actually take a life.
Yes.
Because I believe Riptide gets Nightcrawler.
Yes.
Fucks up Nightcrawler. And then all of a sudden, Colossus just comes up behind him snaps his neck. And that's the first time Colossus, who is... to me, the heart.
Yes. They say that as much, too.
And he kills. And he's just like, but you know what? That's a family member that you just fucked with.
So, I really did like this.
Good. I'm glad.
It was a good story. It was a great collection because it gave you side stories that led into the giant, greater narrative, which I'm always a big fan of. I know with Clone Conspiracy, Tom, the way that it was at least edited was it gave you the story and then it gave you the side stories, which I'm not a fan of.
No.
I like that this one
it all
Massacre,
went to, like, for fuck's sakes, on the cover it's Thor holding Archangel.
Yeah. Angel, but
Yes.
But again, spoiler alert on the cover, but like again, it introduces a lot of the not necessarily side stories, but just like the different avenues that this entire scope took to get to the end. Yeah. And I really did enjoy it. This is how I prefer to read graphic novels. This is how I prefer to read the overarching story of one greater tale that the X-Men did, or any comics did. And I know this is one of the first of it. I think Fall of the Mutants was like the first big X-book storyline. This might have been the second, then Inferno might have been the third.
Inferno,
Spider-Man,
Daredevil, Inferno put everyone in there.
Right.
Like,
but like obviously something like this led to the bigger things of like Onslaught and those books.
Fatal Attractions led to...
Well, Fatal Attraction I think was more of an X-book. I'm talking about like a bigger Marvel comics.
Yeah.
Like let's get everybody involved.
Well, I mean, even after Fatal Attractions, there is a book called Bloodline, which involves the X-Men and Avengers.
Yes.
Fabian Cortez. I hate Fabian Cortez.
More timey-wimey space shit. Like,
he's such an asshole.
But I really did like Mutant Massacre, Tom.
I'm glad.
Some of the stuff I needed, it was good because a lot of the stuff, it wasn't all inclusive.
Yeah.
Because it did, like, hey, guess what? For 6 panels, here's Apocalypse forming his future 4 horsemen. That's great. Hey, here's Christ Almighty, someone with I just passed the page. Someone with the body of Professor Xavier forming the Thieves Guild.
Yep.
Like
in New York.
Right. Literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And
8 panels.
That's the introduction of Boom Boom. Of Boom Boom.
Yeah. 8 panels. That's it.
Slash
but
meltdown.
For someone who's reading this monthly, the X-Men comics at the time, like, that's great because it's feeding the future.
Yeah.
I just spit on myself and it was embarrassing, but what's not embarrassing is Mutant Massacre. I'm sorry. Yes, X-Men Mutant Massacre. Definitely check it out. I'm sure there's an omnibus out about now, but this is an older edition that you definitely gave me.
That is the omnibus, man.
This is really good.
That's everything.
Really good.
That's the meat and potatoes.
So, I mean, we're almost 2.5 hours.
Jesus Christ, this is a record.
This led into obviously Inferno, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
What happens with Magneto? When does he break badder in? I'm assuming Fatal Attractions. That has to be the next big one. He's in.
X-Men.
Because Colossus turned out to be an acolyte, right? Not turned out, but became.
Yeah.
And I imagine this almost
X-Men 1 through 3 is when you see him as Breaking Bad again.
Really?
He's also put on trial.
Yes.
At one point.
I remember, the trial of
I think that's in an Avengers book.
Okay.
But yeah, no, he breaks bad. Next time you see him trying to just fuck the earth up is X-Men 1 through 3.
Okay.
They take him out.
This is the Jim Lee,
and then Fatal Attractions when he's just like, fuck the magnetic field. Which is, you gotta read that.
Maybe that'll be the next one, Tommy. We'll talk about this.
I may want to give it to you now.
I don't know. Well, yeah.
You bought it for me, so you know it's a big beefy boy.
It is a big beefy boy.
It really is, but it's so good.
But you gave them ratings. New Mutants, I'll give 2 out of 5.
Okay.
Mutant Massacre, I'll give 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Because I really did like it. If it was a little more, here's the thing. I don't want it to be like explained out to me in black and white. But I appreciate that it's not, because I understand that I'm not the audience. I'm getting into it. Also, sidebar, the writing of these comics at the time really are like, hey, if someone picked up this issue for the first time ever, they give you a good brief synopsis of what's going on. Because of, it might have been Chris Claremont's writing of just like a quick narrative of like, oh, I'm a mutant and I have these powers, da, 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 da. Like it is wordy. And for somebody who's lived through the animated series and comics and movies, like, I get it. You don't have to cater to me, but I understand you have to cater to newbies. I can look beyond, especially for someone who this is, I think, really the first like start to finish X-Men book I've read. I won't even count Age of Apocalypse because that's almost like its own.
That's its own entity.
It's its own thing now, really.
Yep.
But this is really the first X-Men book I've read start to finish. I really did like it, so 4 out of 5 out of 5.
Awesome. I'm glad.
4.5 out of 5. And on that note,
boy, we have ran long.
Yes, we have. But
we are getting yelled at.
We had a lot of Blitzkrieg. We had a lot of
side talk.
A lot of side talk
about.
There's a lot going on in the world, and I think the nation needs us, and really the world needs us.
Yeah.
I know Sony needs us, and they need to give us some
and
PS5s.
Capcom
needs us to give us some Resident Evil 8s. And we'll talk about them free of charge. We will not pay you. We will not charge you.
You pay us.
Yeah. And you can hit us up on our social medias, guys, big guys. Capcom, Sony,
Nintendo,
Clan McGregor's whiskey. Hit us up on our social media accounts: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All Rude Boys 469. Do it. Follow us. Like us. Retweet our dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. Our YouTube page, which we did a PS5 video on.
YouTube?
We got some we have a YouTube.
Shit.
We did our reacts to that. All lowercase bit.ly/RudeBoysRudeTube.
Which keep your eyes open, nation. We're going to be doing a live stream shortly.
We're going to be doing some streaming. Bonnie really wants Tom to play this one game.
Sure, it's going to be bad.
And it's a really good game. I forgot to talk about it, but it's really cool. If they want to hit me up on social media. I'm at Tesherms, TEH_SHERMS. On Twitter, I'm just drunk and talk about video game stuff.
He is belligerent.
On Instagram, I'm just like, here's my booze that I made.
Yeah.
Which, I gotta get Tom some of that mint julep action. Tommy, how can I reach you?
Tommy_Cash and 80. And that is on Instagram, Twitter.
There you go, man. The brand is alive right now. Tommy's got the brand on lock. Tommy_Cash 80.
And that's Cash with a K.
But yeah, thank you, Podbean. We've hit 100+ unique episodes. That is Power Hours and Wrestle Specials and Party Casts and Going to the Movies and Top 10s. It's all great stuff, man. So thank you, Podbean. And if you want to hit us up, that's Podbean. Rudeboys.podbean.com.
Flick it. Sorry.
We've gone long. We're tired.
I was looking at the dog.
And that's it. Nation, thank you so much. Next episode, it is... What did we talk about?
I don't fucking know.
Fuck. Oh, my God. We decided this.
It's our perfect movies. What we consider the perfect movies.
Yes.
And, these movies can span from comic books to video game movies to original content.
Yes.
It's going to be good.
This is going to be good.
It's going to be another long one.
Yeah, we're going to talk about a perfect movie. Summer movie season is specifically, technically,
no, it's not.
Right here. It ain't happening. Thanks, Corona. But
next time they call you, next time they shine the bat signal, don't go.
But our perfect movies, next episode on the Rude Boys Power Hour Plus, episode 75. That's a big one.
Yeah.
75. 75, man. 25 away from 100.
There we
go. But again, we've hit 100 unique episodes. For Tom, I'm Sherm.
For Sherm, I'm Tom.
And that is it, Nation. Be nice to each other. Be safe. Be
Keep
good.
it in your pants.
Keep it in your pants.
This has been a presentation of the Rude Boys Podcast Network.
Oops.